Hello. How the hell are you? So we're here, and I finally actually we're kind of early, really, because it's only 20 to 10, and you guys usually I don't get on here till a little after.
Yeah, I'm not even sleepy yet.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, I won't be sleepy. Okay, I grabbed it before it came out twice. Hello.
What?
Mikey's God. See, see how I like that, how that works? That works out pretty good. Look at that. I got my thumbs down for the night. That's good.
Awesome.
Yeah, hey, shit happens. What are you going to do? So, you edited your video, did you? I didn't get a notification. It didn't.
No, not even done. Like,
oh, you're not.
Finish it. It locked up. Like, my computer's like just big enough to run my editor.
Yep.
And I got a lot of shit in this video, a lot of like sped up stuff and cuts and this, that, and it.
Yep.
Sometimes it just locks her up. So I had to like unplug my computer twice to get it from being unfroze. And it's like,
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's a pain in the ass.
That sucks.
I should have bought the $300 or more computer, like the guy told me I should.
I forget how much this piece of shit was. This thing's filthy, disgusting. I got crumbs in it. I got fucking soda in it. Oh my god, this thing's disgusting. You know what I want? I want a touch screen. I want a touch screen fucking laptop. Maybe it wouldn't be so dirty.
You know what? Wouldn't that make porn better if you actually had a touch screen?
Yeah, because then you can slap your head against the fucking thing. What is wrong with you?
Oh wait, pause. Go.
All I know is I have a Dell laptop. It's like this wide.
The only Dell I've seen that's worth the crap is kind of the upper end ones are supposed to be really kick ass, but when you go lower end.
No, I've had this thing for Steve. I've had this thing for I can't tell you how many years now. You've had that thing ever since your trouble started. No, not really. Stevie, I had this way back. I had this when I was still on that other chat. I think I had this computer before I met you. When I was in the trailer, I was on this computer. I was on this laptop. What do we lose, Jesse? Oh, there she is. Okay. She started talking about the old man's beard, and I think she got all hot and bothered and had to leave for a minute. No, you never know. You gotta do what you gotta do. We're not here to judge or poke fun. Did I just say that out loud?
I was gonna say we're not. What the heck?
Oh, never mind.
She make me cookies. Look at that. You know what I love? I love when somebody leaves the chat, right? They put themselves on mute and then they leave and then they go to make me cookies to send me in the mail. I think that's just fabulous. Yeah. That's just so nice. Speaking of mail, I got some good news about tonight. Oh, yeah? Speak of the non-devil. What do you have good news about? I can't tell you. It's a surprise. Well, fuck you. Then I don't want to hear it. Let me do a little bit of a rundown. We'll see. Good evening, George.
Howdy.
Babyface, whatever the fuck we're going to call you from now on. Hey, Stevie, I tried that banner. Good night, George. Really? You picked up that fast? Stevie, I tried this banner thing.
There it goes.
There it is. See? I knew you'd figure it out. Now I can do everything. Now you can write dirty stuff about Dish and tell her secrets. And all you can do is claw at the screen and try to make it go away.
Right?
Except for now Mikey's going to get distracted a lot typing.
Yeah.
Lots of quiet moments. What'd I do? What button?
Those last three letters were spelt wrong, Mikey.
What's that? Last three letters.
Yeah. Yeah.
What, those?
Those 4 letters are spelled wrong.
Oh, I'm trying to spell my name, I think. I'm sorry. Let me get rid of that.
Well, that used to be the abbreviation for Michigan.
Let me get rid of
That's
that.
true.
That's right. See,
Yes,
why? What were you
Michigan.
thinking? What, you got a dirty mind? Come on. now.
Yeah, I must have been thinking something else.
Well, listen, we're gonna do a little rundown here and see who was there and all that happy horse shit.
Hey, yeah.
And welcome back there, baby. Every time I call you babyface, you like drop out.
Evidently, I got kicked out.
I didn't kick you out.
Well,
It would have said Mike.
StreamYard did.
It would have said Mike Delusion. So Stevie B was the first one in tonight. Stevie B, how the hell are you? Good to see you. Stalker Stevie's in here with us, obviously. Stealing, as Dish would say, stealing logs.
Yes.
Still in.
Jezzo, what's up, kid? Gerald B, how are you, my friend?
Really
Hope
got
things
to
are well.
change his nickname. I know it's been a lot of years, but every time I hear that, I think bad things.
What?
Jezzo.
Oh.
Just saying.
Brenda J, how are you? Good to see you. Dish is obviously in here with us. We have GI Customs who, he's in and out, kind of like the wind. Mike, you scare us when we try new things. No. It's all good. Tell her I said hello, Jezzo. All right. So you're gonna pipe out with this little. Where did just drop down? Let's just. Where's Shalisa tonight?
I do not know.
Well, I sent her. Obviously, I sent her. What do they call it? Ohio might come back when he's driving to work. Hey, what's up? Oh, up north of 60. How are you, my friend? Great to see you. GI, why do you call me a hoe? Wow.
All I said was howdy ho.
He didn't say Heidi, she's a hoe. And your name's on Heidi, so you're all set. Nobody found the pun in that? Nobody. Okay. Get it? Heidi. Ho. Okay. No, man. Sucks when you have to explain one, you know what I mean? It's just
Kind of loses its momentum, don't it, Mike?
no shit. It's like talking to. Oh, I can't say that. Ooh. I
You see,
almost just got
the
trouble.
guy was holding the ladder, looking up. Never mind.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm holding this ladder for this girl. She's got a dress on. I had to look up. So Stevie, you got new. What's going on? So you're doing a video. What's going on?
Yeah, my editor's like giving me fits.
Really?
Yeah, it locked up my whole computer where you can't even click on nothing to exit off. So I had to just freaking unplug it. Kill the juice. Y'all know that's not good for it.
See what happens when you buy an expensive editor? Well, you burn it. You have somebody steal it for you. I know. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, but you know what I mean.
Market.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Dark market. I don't know what we call it now.
Dark. Yeah, I better say dark.
Yeah. Mhm.
J was at 69. Psh, Dish Mayo. Wow, J Watt, he just throws them friggin' tomahawks
That's his
Right.
open.
right from the get go. J Watt, what's going on, kid? So you said you had a surprise for the chat tonight, Steve. What was the surprise?
Me?
Yes, you.
Oh, other than really, I'm a woman, but other than that, can't think of nothing.
You're an asshole. I don't even
Hey,
like.
GI's he's getting visions.
I don't,
Yeah.
I don't even like you anymore. Seriously.
Well, I will say today was my first day off in 2 weeks. So everything that needed to get done today got done. And people will be getting prizes in the mail Monday and Tuesday.
Not me. I won't be here.
Well, yours went to leather today.
Saving the best for last, are you?
Yours, gunpowder, stealing, and somebody else's went to leather today.
Stealing? Let me tell you what's going to happen if Stealing Logs gets his before me. Just let me explain you a little something right now.
See what happened was.
Well, you know the girls are getting theirs first because they're like important.
Actually, yours will get there before dishes will, Stevie.
Well, that's why I said I'm really so.
Well, I see. Here's what I don't understand. You know, y'all are not that far apart, but for some reason, there's a day's difference in priority mail from your house to hers.
Yeah. It's all about. See, I live on the poorer side of the state. She lives over on the uppity side, so it might be more over yonder.
I don't know if you heard it or not, Jesse, but yours went out for leather today.
Oh, okay. Here we go. Every time I'm just going to keep that. I'm going to save that. And every time he says something wrong, I'm just going to go, doink.
And by the way, a lot of people don't know, but when I went over and met Dish, when she comes out of her house, she actually wears a tiara.
You know what?
It's
Are you just rubbing it in? Are you?
Rub it in.
Yeah, I ain't talking about that. Are you just are you just trying to torture me? Torturing me? Really? Okay. You're an asshole. I don't like you no more.
Oh, I love you guys.
Yep. Here we go. Here we go.
Hey, if you can't laugh,
Here we go.
and miserable
Yep.
life,
Right there. Okay.
what good is it having?
Right there for you. Okay. Yeah, diddly diddly. I don't diddly fucking nothing. Steve's just being fucking mean.
There was an almost finished slip joint sticking blade first in my shop wall.
Ooh, that's exciting.
Uh-oh.
What happened? Do tell.
I got mad. I got mad. I went to go grind it, and it went straight into the plunge. Went into my finger.
Youch.
So I grabbed it and threw it, and it went boing, 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 sticking right into the wall.
Well, at least you know the balance is right.
Yeah, that's where that bastard's going to stay, too. Damn it.
Use it for a string cutter.
And it was the only freaking cherry red and black G10 I had, too.
Duh.
So it'll be discounted, right?
Yep, for the scrappers it will be. Discount.
We don't need typed up holds anyways.
Yeah. Got a little warm, didn't it, Mike? You guys getting the heat?
Oh man, is it hot here?
A little sticky.
Little bit.
It's been in the 60s here.
In the what?
60s.
Damn it.
All right, you know what?
60s.
That just
60s. What do you mean 60s?
Oh man.
It hasn't been, in the past 3 days, it has not gotten warmer than 68 degrees.
Hey, you know what? You ain't in the South. Come to the North. It's about fucking 90.
It's coming back.
Jay, what?
What did he say? It was 95. Now, let me tell you something how far north he is, all right? Gerald B is so far friggin' north that if you make a line, he's actually in Canada. And it was 90-something degrees up there, too.
Wow.
it was 88 here.
G-Trap, what's up, brother? Good to see you. Hope things are well. I hope it's hope it's cool out there in your neck of the woods.
And not mosquito-y.
I mean, the mornings are nice. The mornings are nice and cool. But then, you know, an hour and a half later, it's like,
No, it's been nice here all week except for the last 2 days. Yesterday was tolerable. It got up in the low 80s. Today it was just kind of damn.
yeah, it just smacks you right in the mouth.
Of course, I was stuck in the house editing a video, so.
Well, I
Right.
will say that even though it was in the 60s, the humidity was in the high 70s, low 80s.
That's kind of chilly, bone chilling chilly.
Yeah, except for when you're up on a lift 30 feet in the air, bringing down 60-pound boxes of nails all day.
Nice.
That's all right. It's warm up there.
Yeah.
That's all right. You'll be all right. A little work never hurt nobody.
Hope you had your sky hook on.
I
Oh,
did.
Skyhook. They got the fucking beeper going. They got the fucking cone set up. You should see how they do it.
Oh, dude, my work,
I laughed
my
my
fellow
fucking
workers
ass
will
off
walk right
every
by
time.
me just to make my alarm go off.
I watch. I laugh my ass off every fucking time that I watch somebody operate a forklift in Home Depot or Lowe's. It's the funniest fucking thing ever.
Yep.
I got so upset one day. This kid was trying to take something down. And he was in my way, and I wanted to walk by. I'm like, dude, you got the aisle blocked off the other way. I says, do you need a hand? He's like, no. I said, well, how about listening to me for a half a second? He's like, what? I go, come out of it. Just pull right out of it. So he pulls right out of it. I says, now. I says, tilt your blades up. He says, yeah. I says, tilt your blades up. He says, yeah. I says, go in it. He goes in it. I said, now lift the fucking pallet up. He goes, now all these people standing around there thinking that I work with this fucking kid. I don't work there. Kid fucking lifts it up. I says, now pull it out. Pulls it out. Yeah, that sounded wrong, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, it's
But
some,
I just can't deal with, you know.
I stopped traffic yesterday. Tried to give a truck driver. It was a single trailer dump truck, but it was actually a short, like gravel hauler. It took him, I bet you, 8 or 10 tries to get in a 30-foot, to back into a 30-foot wide driveway.
Huh?
Yeah. He's one of them people that overcorrected for everything. He'd start backing up and it would start to swing. He cut that freaking wheel till it was buried all the way the opposite way. It's like, dude, stop it.
Isn't it frustrating though? It's just.
But then
Hey,
again,
look, and I
you
know
see-
everybody's new, and I know, and I get it. I get all that. So it's not like, you know. But I mean, I was new. You know, when I was new at doing forklifts and all that happy bullshit when I was about 14. So, and being 53 years old now.
and then you watch somebody take one of those wiggle wagons, those double trailers,
Yeah.
and back it around an S curve and into a 12-foot wide spot, and you're like, he is God.
Yeah. Well, first of all, they're empty when he does it, because you can't. The tandems, you can't
Yeah.
back up tandems too far. Trust me. And you should only be going straight with them. Tandems are a lot hard. Most
yeah.
they don't even back up tandems. They just unhitch.
Drop them.
They just unhitch the fucking kite, and then they go back up the other one.
Yeah, they drop one off and usually the ones I've seen let a yard dog back them in.
Yeah.
But it was beautiful. And the one that really killed me, he would start going in and wait too long, so he'd end up start doing a circle, and he's heading right for a maple tree. Instead of cutting his wheel the opposite way and pulling out and straightening everything out, he would keep his wheel where it is, pull back out, and follow the same exact path he just came in on. I think isn't that the definition of insane, where you keep trying the same thing over and over with the same result?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, dude, just stop it.
Oh, and Dish,
Yes.
you did not respond to my selfie Sunday.
Oh no, Sophie Sunday.
You missed selfie Sunday.
Well, I didn't see Selfie Sunday.
That's because you're with me, and you shouldn't be anyway. So you know. But, selfie Sunday. I'm not.
Selfie Sunday.
So I had a blowout Monday night. The center of my tire disappeared. Right.
Oh,
I hate
The center of my tire disappeared. It's just the edges, right? So my wife comes down, and now this is the weird part. So let me say this: when I swatched the tires over, because the guy that owned the car had 4 more tires, so I took those tires off, put the other tires on. The kid next door come over with a big. I got my little 2.5 ton jack. He comes over with his fucking 4 jack and just, Mike, come on,
nice.
we'll be done in 2 seconds, you know. And so he did it. Good night, George. So he did it right, and he had a chuck. So keep that in mind. So now I'm stuck on the highway, and I call the wife. She's going to come down with the tire because I got the tire in the basement, right? So she's going to fly down the highway, give me the tire. Says, "Oh, I'll just start fucking taking the tire up. I'll jack it up to the tire up, blah, 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 blah. By the time she gets here, I'll slap it on. We'll get out of here." Yeah, no, that didn't work out that way.
Oh, that's a shame.
So I get the lug wrench. I'm going, what the fuck? And everything's dust. So long story short, I call my roadside assistance people. They drop it off at the mechanic. You know what the problem was? I needed the key.
Oh,
Oh,
So that's all right. So the mechanic gets the key, takes it off. Tonight, a little while ago, went out to get a carton of smokes. And these people, now I didn't feel any vibration in my car. These people pull me over and they're like, your back tire seems a little wobbly. I said, seriously? He says, yeah. So I pull over, put my flashes on. Here, let me tighten those lug nuts with my fucking fingers.
oh,
So I drove to the fucking mechanic whose place that, did my tire. And when I drove by, he left a nice little note on his fucking door. See you in the morning, because that tire you put on, the lugs came loose. Who the hell put those on? Not very impressed with your work. Oh, yeah, I left him a nice little note. Did you see my post on Facebook about my tire last Sunday? I did not. I have not been on Facebook, to be honest with you.
is there like a war against tires now I haven't heard about, for God's sakes?
I think so.
I haven't been on Facebook, so I can't really. You got a notice. We got what notice? Fuck, no notice. Happy Father's Day to all the mother. Happy Father's Day to you too, asshole. No, just kidding. No, I'm not. The only time I was on Facebook in the last couple of days, I just sent all the invitations out via Facebook to come on this chat. Where'd George go? George having a little problem with the fucking
Interweb. By the way, that's not dirt on my wall. It's actually missing paint under that picture. Looks like shit.
what?
Just saying.
Listen to me. Stop there. Stop. Listen. My initials are not MW, they're MD.
And right there. Oh, should I turn on my Christmas lights?
Steve, listen. My initials are MD, not MW. I don't give a rat's ass if you had fucking a meatball stuck to your fucking wall. I really don't give a fuck. You know why?
I don't either.
Because it's your house.
That will now become the wall of shame. You will
Jesus
see my
Christ.
dinner posted there every weekend.
All right.
Got people running scared, thinking they, Translation: the mechanic shop mysteriously burned it to the ground. Yeah. Let me tell you, I was pissed. I was bullshit. So I got my little key socket in the fucking, and he found it in the glove box. I'm like, you found it in the glove box? He said, yeah, that's where most people keep it. I didn't even know I had it. What do you mean, most people?
Right. She Lisa left you a message, Mike, that have a great chat. She's not feeling well. So
Well, get better soon. Did she text me on my phone and I'm not paying attention?
she dropped it in the room.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't even see it. How long ago? Holy fuck. Shalice, I hope you feel better if you're still here, if you're listening or whatever. That sucks.
Yeah, it does.
And there's nothing worse than feeling sick during the hot weather. Ugh.
Summer colds are the absolute worst.
Look at the little bunny. Pop, pop.
Would you do? Find a rabbit in the backyard and keep it as yours?
No, I got it from the town country store.
I just can't wait for it to drop in pellets on her chest.
Is that? Yeah, no shit. Is that a meat rabbit?
It's a Rex. Yeah, it could be. I don't think the kids are gonna really do that.
Yeah, we'll see when that happens.
Well, first of all, you don't let the kids feed them, right? You don't let them call them names. You don't let them fucking pet them, and you just let them know, hey.
We bought this one for the kids as a pet.
Oh, well then now you can't. Now you can't eat them.
Well, you always keep a couple of breeders aside. That way you don't
Absolutely.
have to buy rabbits every year.
Yeah.
So you can name the breeders.
Right.
Are you having issues?
Is it a little girl?
Yes.
Fuck.
Aw.
Hey, Gerald B's trying to get your attention there, Dish.
Stop it.
Oh.
Thanks for that, Mike.
Well, you know, I don't want you to.
Come back, George. Where are you?
Where the fuck did he go?
Stop it.
He didn't. Did he text you?
Nope.
He didn't text me either. Hope everything's all right. It said he got kicked out the first time. But usually when somebody gets booted, it'll show in the private chat. It'll
Right.
say, you know, Mike DeLucia ejected, you know, whoever. Because I don't think you guys. Well, maybe you can, good. Because you're all a bunch of tools.
Wow.
You know what I mean? Don't do that to me. Knock it off. What's up, kid?
Ohio.
Hey, what is going on with your state? You know, people move to Ohio because it's, you know,
So it's really high in the middle and round on both ends. So
right, and it's, you know, there's you can get decent housing for, you know, like my cousin, right?
well, I mean, we were remember that night we were comparing houses like in your area compared to what they're
Was it
same exact house in my area what they were going for.
was it Cleveland that I'm reading that somebody drove their twin girls off a cliff? Yeah. Or was it Cleveland when the lady in the closet, when the people were talking about the stench, and some lady had a dead body, it just happened to be her daughter in the fucking closet. What the fuck is going on with you people in Ohio?
I didn't hear that. Is that new or is that been?
I read it the other day on this fucking. Let me see. I'll tell you where it was from. George, welcome back. What do you not like us? You just leave when you want. And
I guess that's why I keep coming back.
everybody thinks I threw you out. Like, no, I wouldn't do that to George.
I'm having issues.
Let me find this here. Court says Trump rally attendees don't have to wear masks.
Let me tell you how bad I screwed up tonight. My wife is she's out of town right now. And she's spending time with her sister. So, you know, Dad's got to pull the dinner duty tonight.
Yeah.
So I decided to make like Monterey chicken with mashed potatoes and like fresh green beans.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mistake. I should have just made like pizza rolls or something, because now they expect that shit from me all the time now. What's for dinner tomorrow night, Dad? I'm like, I don't know yet, you know?
Well, the Chariots of Fire guy died, huh? Where is it? News. I know I read it.
Don't you hate that? I just thought of something really witty and totally forgot.
Yeah, that does suck.
Tewksbury. This is local. I don't want local news. I want national. Dope.
And hey, everybody, good thoughts up for Amanda, please. She had to go in and get her knee drained yet again.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Lots of prayers for her, for sure.
Gee whiz. Yeah, I had that done one time, and it is painful.
Well, she's had it done. I think this is like her third bout in like a week and a half.
Oh,
A little tender,
Good day.
a little bit tender. I should.
Yeah, it really doesn't. It really doesn't hurt like while they're doing it. It hurts like the next day when you wake up.
Well, it was described to me as like a 14-day meal about that long,
Yeah, they use
Yeah.
the 14 days.
and then kind of fishing around for the bubble spots.
Yep.
I told her just have them put like a spigot on there.
It's like when they put that needle in, you're like waiting for it to come out the other side of your knee. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like-
Yeah, my mom's had that done before. I just had her bite on a stick.
Here, Mom, bite this lead bullet.
Yeah, here's a stick.
I wish I had a stick when they were sticking needles into my spine.
I bet you did.
God, I'm
Yeah,
telling
that
you.
sucks.
Yeah,
I
that
hate that.
sucks.
I hate
That-
when they do that.
That feels like an elephant wearing high heels standing on that spot.
And I don't care how good they said that gel worked. That gel ain't wet shit. First of all, it's ice fucking cold.
Like just that topical that they put on you.
Yeah, it's like an icy gel, you know, and it's cold as fuck.
Yeah, yeah, good. I can't feel the needle going through my.
Shrivels you right the fuck up
Yeah,
too,
you know?
Stevie.
Yeah, so it's a surprise right when it hits your spine. Okay, new subject. How
You
about
started it.
who?
You started it.
I know.
I'll give you a new subject. Why is everything going to hell in a handbasket? That's what I want to know.
Because they're letting it.
Because of the election year.
Or you could say because it's supposed to.
Bluff City, Law, Indebted, and Sunnyside. I didn't watch those shows anyways.
Sounds like somebody's been thinking about maybe a possible outcome.
I can't find it. I'm now going fucking crazy.
On a side note, the actor that played Bilbo Baggins in the not the Hobbit movies, but the Lord of the Rings movies.
Yeah, Chariots of Fire. He died.
Yeah, he passed.
Ian, what's his name? Yeah, Chariots of Fire guy died. He's like 88.
Yep.
Hey, doctor, pull my finger.
Good. See, it gives you something fun to think about while you're driving to work.
Right. If I can remember where those damn things are.
Stop, George. You're hypnotizing me.
Kind of like a spoon lure for a striped bass.
Right. Hey, Swamp Donkey.
And the slip joint that I screwed up was my little buoy pattern.
Oh, don't you hate that? Don't you hate that?
Lots. I hate it. Lots.
Very much a lot.
That's why you rough them out and make somebody else finish them. That way you can scream at them. Feel better.
No. Dude, you wouldn't want to be the guy that screwed up my knife.
Hey, I'm on it. What's up?
Hey,
I'm on it.
Mikey panel inside chat. Thank you.
See, I told you Mike would be distracted by typing the banners.
I'm not shit with that. I thought it was
And that,
oh yeah, it was 2 rescued by after dad drives off a cliff.
Okay, you broke up for just a second. Read it again.
It says twin girls, 2 rescued by heroic officer after their father drives them off a cliff.
wow.
Where was that at?
San Diego.
San Diego. Yeah, that's real close to Ohio.
I was thinking, where in the hell's the cliff in
And
Ohio?
where's the other one? I know, right? Where's
Hey.
the other? No, I'm just picking on him because it's Ohio. Everything else happens in Ohio, you know.
It's like if you like go to Google and just write like Florida man and then like your birthday, find out what funny fucking shit happened in Florida that day.
Well, that's exciting.
Well, no. Do you know like the news, like the radio disc jockeys? Every day there's some weird fucking story out of Florida. It's always Florida man fucks alligator and gets herpes and it's covered in shit with an erection with the samurai sword. You know?
What's up with them Floridians?
That's what you get for sticking your finger in his cloacus.
well, he had to figure out if it was a guy or a girl. So yeah, you gotta stick your finger in there.
Oh, you stop with that bullshit.
Which
Do what? What, Mikey?
I said, will you stop with that bullshit?
Which part?
That part. All of it.
You mean keeping everybody else entertained on your chat while you're sitting there staring like a zombie?
I'm not staring like a zombie. I'm looking something up. So keep that ass clown.
Ass hat.
So we're having a protest in our town where I work on Wednesday.
Nice.
protest or a riot?
It says protest.
Okay.
They had one in the town next to us last week, and it wasn't too bad. It got a little out of hand at the end. They stayed, like they didn't block the road or anything. They stayed on the sidewalk and they held their signs and people honked as they drove by. It was all good. And then one small group of people went out on the road, sat down the road, started blocking traffic. So everybody else did. That's when it turned to shit.
That's unfortunate.
Well, see, you can't do that.
Apparently in
No,
Seattle you can.
Well, yeah, but I'm gonna find this other one here for you, Ohio.
Now,
Right,
there
I'm on it.
there was a guy named, like, I think his name was like
Bob.
some Sewell or something. His last name was Sewell. He was like a serial killer in Cleveland. He had a bunch of like dead women in his walls. That was just a few years ago.
That's gotta smell real good.
Into seeping
Right.
from under the baseboard, that little puddle just creeping out into your carpet.
And then we had
Ants crawling all
well, I
over.
just had a. Oh, I can't see it. Well, maybe it wasn't Ohio. Near Ohio.
then we had that guy that kidnapped those girls, held them for a couple
Yeah.
of years.
We haven't had anybody go missing in Boston in a while, so I think that serial killer's moved on.
We
HRM, how
have,
the hell are you?
we have a shit ton of young girls missing in Ohio. It's like every day a teenage girl goes missing.
We-
Here, man.
We had
That's disgusting.
over the last like 5, not even 4 years, they're with a bunch of people, and then all of a sudden one goes to go to the bathroom, go for whatever, walks, gets into a Uber, whatever, gone.
Is that the one we got video of her getting in the Uber?
I think so. I mean, they went so far as to put a thing in the paper. Because one day I said we're up north, and I said to my my cousin's kids, they're up there, and she said something about they go. She said something, and I says, "Hey, yeah, well, just be careful when you call." They were gonna go. They wanted to go to Boston, to Faneuil Hall, or whatever. I says, "Yeah, well, do me a favor. Walk in pairs and carry a knife or a gun if you're allowed to carry a gun. If you can't carry a gun, carry fucking 2 knives each." And they're like, "Why?" And I go, "Well, because I think you should." And one of the girls says, "Oh, that serial killer ain't gonna get us." I go, and I looked at her, and we get into talking about it. The guys and girls just they vanish. There's nothing on their record that says they're not runaways. They're not troubled people. They're not. I mean, these people had jobs. They had they were in college, or they were, you know what I'm saying? All different walks of life of people, and never to be found again. Never. They're just gone.
Poof.
Poof. And they're not like they're 5. They're fucking 23, 24, 25 years old.
I think that's the ones that are, to be honest with you, these teenage girls and these young girls in their 20s, I think they're like kidnapped and like put into that sex trafficking. I think they're all over in like fucking Dubai and shit.
I'll be right back.
Over in the Middle East.
Right?
I think that's where they're all at.
Well, I don't understand is how do they get them on a plane and get them over there? Or how they get
They
them
don't.
on a boat and get them over there?
They put them on shipping containers out of Mexico or some shit like that. A lot of them sex trafficking is run out of Mexico. And that's why you find a lot of girls from like, well, shit, wasn't it just a few years ago all those girls, American girls, went missing from like Cayman Islands and Cancun and all that shit?
Yeah. Yeah, I remember that. They were looking for them offshore for the bones from sharks or whatever, and I never heard any follow-up on it.
I mean, if somebody has just a private boat, like a private yacht or something like that, that can, they get them on it, they can get them off
Jay
the
Watt. You know what, Jay Watt? I think I heard something about that.
Me too.
I don't have the chat.
I hear they're recovering though.
Jay Watt asked if there was some Michigander that was held hostage in North Carolina.
Oh, that was a standoff. It lasted for like 3 years.
A few years ago, yeah.
Yeah.
I heard he was like paraded around on video and stuff. Ooh, I got a squeak out of her.
The recovery is great though.
With your fingers like getting all weirdy.
Oh man. How you doing, Jad?
Anybody watch any good porn lately? Gunpowder?
No, not lately. I've been slacking.
My buddy informed me of the most popular porn right now is called stuck porn.
What the hell is that? If you're able to describe it.
that's where you like the scene starts, and like the woman is like looking for the remote control or something, and she bends over and sticks her head under the couch or under the table in order to get the remote control, but then she gets stuck and her ass is hanging out of the air. The only thing sticking out is her ass. So here comes like the pool boy that's been working out in the hot sun all day, and there's just a bare ass sticking out of from underneath the bed or the table, and she's stuck and can't go nowhere, so he does his thing. It's called stuck porn.
Victim.
I'm like, are you kidding me? He's like, yeah. He's like, the best ones are the girls that get their hand caught in the garbage disposal, and they call the plumber, and the plumber goes ahead and knocks one off before he gets them unstuck. So my first question to my buddy was, well, if they're stuck with their hand in the garbage disposal, how'd they call the plumber?
True that. George looks pretty disgusted right now, but and holding his breath. Did you cut your finger again? You're still thinking about that knife in your wall.
Mm-hmm. Yep, pretty much.
Yeah.
Well, that's interesting, Redneck Cockerham.
What's up, Tommy?
Hey, Guns Girl, what's up?
Hey, Guns Girl.
Who was that? What was that guy named? You remember?
It was 5009.
His name was Martin. I can't remember. Martin Mull. I've seen part of his comedy act. He said, "Hey, I wrote a song, but because it's for TV, I have to cut out all the dirty parts." And he's like singing along, and then he'll start humming the words, you know, the dirty words. And then he'll get to the verse and hum a few words that are dirty, and he's like, "La la la, mayonnaise and rope."
Mayonnaise and rope.
It's freaking hilarious. Tommy said he's alive, Ohio.
What's that? Tommy said he's alive.
Yep.
That's a good thing. Kind of creeped me out if he wasn't. He was still typing.
Yeah. What might do? Go bake a chicken or something?
I think he's baking a chicken.
Well, he's hoping that the chocolate chip cookies arrive soon.
That could be.
Okay. Sorry about that. I'm a Redneck Cockerham. Tommy, how the hell you doing? What'd I miss? Oh, we showing guns?
No, a bunch of like stone cold quiet. Wondering where Mike went.
I saw you right back.
We were talking about stuck porn,
I
Mike.
was giving them cookies.
You were talking about porn?
Stuck porn.
What's that?
Oh, boy. There we go again.
Hey, Gunpowder, you describe it to him. Might be better coming out of your mouth.
Okay, so Mikey, you ready for this?
I'm always ready.
Okay, so there's these videos that are going around of girls doing laundry or trying to get something underneath the bed, or they get their hands stuck in the garbage disposal, and of course they call the plumber, or somebody walks in and sees them, damsel in distress, so they
And
decide to.
And the plumber throws one in her.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I've seen those on. Those have been around for a long time.
Dinner. Well, what I said was
Well, now
my
you know the
question was
correct
how she
term
get
for when
she's
you go
stuck in the
searching.
if she's stuck in the disposal, how'd she be able to call the plumber?
You only need one hand stuck, not both. I mean, come on, Ohio.
You said you only need one hand stuck, like you do that or something.
Listen, okay. After you're married for 2 or 3 years, the new married feeling starts going away. You got to spice it up somehow. Don't fucking judge me.
Wow, she's got you pegged.
Has anybody else noticed like semi drivers like just don't give a fuck anymore? They're driving like goddamn Mad Max and shit.
They got used to no traffic.
Is that what it is?
It's got to be.
I
Well,
mean,
that, and they're probably
Just
tired
they're
of.
coming off this ramp at like 60 mile an hour.
Well, they're probably tired of people in the four wheelers not learning how to fucking drive. You know?
Mike, you're still getting blocked stuff even after you change your channel settings.
Why? What's getting blocked now?
Zen Joe,
Yeah.
he said Uncle Jack off the elephant. So he got blocked. I mean, held for review.
Who's Zen Joe?
Well, that's
I don't know. I thought he was your friend.
why punctuation is important. You got to know where to put that comma. Are you helping
Right.
your Uncle Jack off the elephant, or are you helping your Uncle Jack off an elephant?
Is that another one of Ohio's many
Yeah, he's multitasking.
Yeah, I don't know. No, he doesn't multitask. He starts one thing and then he starts a second task and fucking forgets where the hell the first task went to.
let's see who he is. Oh, I went to Zen Joe. I don't even come to his. Oh, there it is, right there. It's just 8 subscribers. Wow.
What's the name of the channel?
Zen Joe.
Yeah, couldn't tell you.
He's at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. He's got like 9. He hasn't done a video in it. It's a real channel, but he hasn't done a video in like 4 years.
Well, chop chop, Zen Joe.
So it's a real channel. He did a test on anti-mosquito repellent wristband, mosquito trap. Well, it looks like one of those drop lights, but it's not.
Yeah, he must be another Canadian.
Oh, are we picking on Canadians again?
No, that's where all the mosquitoes are.
Yeah, I hear you, Joe. Zen Joe, I hear you. They're talking about porn, so you made a dirty joke about jerking off. Relax, it's all good. I'm not mad at you. I didn't block you.
Now YouTube does it automatically, Joe.
YouTube does it automatically. Shalisa Shell, you know, the queen of Fatwood, helped me last week, and Stevie, and we went in. We changed my settings to none. I don't have any restrictions on my right now on my thing. So
Comment section.
it's not me doing it. Yeah, on the comments, Steve. Thanks. It's not me doing it. It's the whatever, the powers that be, if you will. So I apologize. But I wonder if they're doing it for everything going on.
Sensitivity.
Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Last year, somebody was having a chat. Somebody from back in the day was having just a chat one night, and we went in and just like started messing around in the side chat, and it was like blocking a lot of stuff, and it was like anything YouTube, deemed like it's just sometimes if you're talking about guns and stuff or anything violent or like that, YouTube will flag it or whatever. You know,
Which
they
to me,
got a bunch of keywords.
is quite silly.
You know,
Because if I can make a video about a gun, I should be able to talk about one in a chat. I should be able to show one in a chat without being sensitive.
Test it out.
Right.
You can test it out by trying to have somebody just type in like, you know, the dictator of Germany was, and actually put his name there, say he was racist, and see what.
Well, let's see if I can do it.
Also, you got to remember that
I did it.
You also got to remember Joe don't have a wrench, so that might have something to do with it also.
You see, mine just let it go.
Yep. For all to see. So disgusting. I'm triggered.
But anyway,
I'm really triggered.
no, Dish,
I
you're more
don't
like Dish, you're more like intrigued. There's a difference.
Oh, okay.
felt a little different.
Meaning the same.
Oh, Gerald B got it. Dish is like slacking tonight because I totally beat her twice in a row.
Right.
P2E, you think he was a racist, you think?
She's trying to figure out what she can get her hand caught in and give me
Yeah,
a
thanks, Jezzo.
at the same time. Oh,
See,
Have you guys seen like I don't know I've seen it on Facebook, but I think it's on TikTok mostly.
What's that?
The video where the girl comes in, like the guy's sitting there watching TV, and these girls are doing this, and they like come in and they move their boyfriend's or husband's legs apart, and they put their hair in a ponytail, and they get down on their knees, and then the guy's like, the look on his face is like, oh hell yeah, and then she reaches under the couch and grabs the remote and turns the TV on and sits down next to him.
Yes. There's another one with them standing up somehow or another, like she's in another room or something, and so the wall's here, there's an opening here, and it's the same thing, like her legs out there or something. It's the same thing.
Or the drop the towel challenge. Have you seen those?
Yeah.
Dudes are all playing like video games and shit, and they'll just come in and just like take their towel off and just drop it on their head. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm trying to play. Oh shit, I gotta go. You know.
Gee, what?
Message removed by Dish because she wants to be the first to try it. No doubt, Dish is like that, but she's all right. We'll keep her for a little bit.
I want to know how Jay Watt figured out how to make his name disappear off the outside chat on the video replay of the chat.
What do you mean?
When you go back and watch your video chats, go back and watch the video of it. Jay Watt's name will not be in the comments.
He retracts his messages.
His comments. Yeah.
Because every message he makes, he retracts it.
Sneaky.
Nothing in writing. That's why he you know what I mean? Jay Watt's pretty fucking smart.
Yeah, but I notice he doesn't retract them all.
Okay.
Yeah,
I don't
that
know.
one's not retracted. So we'll see tomorrow if it shows up in the chat.
Oh my God, he did it.
Maybe he waits until the chat's over and then he goes back and.
I'm back scrolling now, and by God, that's what he does. You sneaky bastard, you. I like that.
He's a smart one.
See, that way nobody can accuse you of hanging out with other people.
You just somebody like that.
Oh, Steve, I got a video. I'm going to share the link with you and send it to you later.
Okay.
What are we? The rest of us purple or something? What's going on?
It's
Well, he knows what I
Bonnie?
tolerate and what you don't.
Huh?
He knows what I tolerate and what you don't.
I'm lost. I don't know. Go ahead. Continue, Lyle.
I was just letting him know there's a video that I came across. I was going to send him.
All right.
Very interesting. Must be a Yankee thing.
Or a fucking palm knocker thing.
That's what we do.
Don't get me started on what you people do. You people.
Oh, Mike,
You people.
I could tell you stories and make your toes curl.
I want to hear those
Right,
kind of
Dave?
stories.
You can't tell me those because you can't tell those stories because first of all you're a man. I don't want to hear because I mean now Dish or Jess could tell me the story, make my toes curl.
Hey, okay, just tell them a story about me.
No, I don't want to get sick. Hey, A&A, what's up, kid? Dominant in Axis.
What's up, brother?
Mike, don't call me weird. I'm not the one hanging out in my shed.
Right.
Dish is hanging out in your shed because she likes you.
Oh,
I don't know why, but she is. Maybe it's just that Michigan fucking water getting. Well, you guys don't even have water out there, right? Aren't you shipping it in?
no, that's one little town in Michigan.
Oh,
By
okay.
the way, they're still getting poisoned, by the way.
That's Flint, right?
Yeah.
And how many years has this been going on now?
Yeah, a lot.
Oh,
Okay.
since like the 70s, probably 60s.
And they don't get any federal funding or anything. All right, I'll shut up now because I don't want to
Hey,
get. 'cause
Real quick, while Armament and Axis is out there,
yeah.
And they
I
got
went-
a bunch, but the Democrats just gave themselves a raise instead of helping the people. Just saying. Go ahead, Ohio.
Fucking terrible.
I went to the range with my buddy, of course, that Armament and Access knows him.
Yep.
We've hung out before. He's a FFL, and he purchased a rifle, Savage rifle for a customer. And when he ordered it, he ordered the wrong one. He ordered a 17 HMR.
Yep.
And the guy
Nice
wanted the guy wanted the 22 mag. So
Oh,
basically, he reordered it as a 22 mag, but then it was going to cost him more to ship it back and everything. And so he just kept it.
kept it. It's not a bad gun.
So we took it out. He put a scope on it. Just your cheap Bobo Amazon scope.
3x40. Yep.
Yeah. That thing is a fucking tack driver, dude. It was, oh my God. That was the most accurate rifle I've ever shot.
Ohio.
And we're talking 100 yards out we were hitting, the stickers that, the shoot and see targets, the little stickers that they give you to put over,
Yeah.
Yes.
3/4 inch.
we had a couple of those on a piece of cardboard out 100 yards and was just dead bulls, like right in the middle of those things are like the size of a quarter at 100 yards. That is crazy.
Right.
Hey, you put that you put that on a rest or on a table or something on a bipod, right? And on a non-windy day, okay?
Yeah.
You'll do that same exact. I'm not even joking because I've seen it on YouTube 8 million times. All right, on a non-windy day, that will do that at 300 yards.
Are you shitting me?
I'm not even joking. You guys,
that was my
It-
first experience with the
it's fucked up.
17 HMR, and I was impressed. I was really impressed by
Yeah.
that.
those are not. I mean, they're
It had a real nice wood, wooden stock with a thumb hole grip and everything on it. It was,
Boots with the.
I guess it was like a
Was it their that was their bolt action or was it a semi?
bolt action.
Because they make a Savage makes a semi too.
Yeah.
I saw it. Where the hell did I see it?
I mean, you can get the same
it
damn
Walmart?
gun with a synthetic stock for like $199.
And by
Yeah.
the way, Ohio Axis asked if you want to go shoot tomorrow.
Tomorrow? No, I got to work afternoon shift tomorrow. I'm doubling back. I work tonight. You got to double back in. Yeah, my schedule is really screwed up right now. I'm going to be off like Monday and Tuesday. So, and then and then next week I'll be off like Tuesday, Wednesday, and then Tuesday, Wednesday, and then another week will go by. It'll be like Wednesday, Thursday. Soon I'll get a weekend, probably in August. So But I have to go in, guys. So
All right, kid.
Have a
Good
good
talking to you.
night.
Be
have a
safe,
great night,
brother.
guys.
Try to stay out of trouble. Yeah, Stevie. If you look that up. Those things they are. He's right. He's dead balls on the money. They are a tax driver.
Yep.
Um,
I still wanted one of those Winchester 17 Super Mags.
Yep.
That way you at least got a little bit more killing power for like coyotes and stuff. But
you could do a coyote with a 17.
I've talked to some coyote hunters here. They said if you shoot a coyote at any kind of distance with a 17 HMR and can't make a headshot like a chest shot, you said you better have snow on the ground so you can track them.
Right.
Because they will run off.
Yep.
RUNNOFT.
No, you're right.
Did nobody get that line in that movie? Or did nobody see that movie? Brother, where art thou?
Brother, we're out now.
Nope, never seen it.
Are you kidding me?
Oh
I've
my
never
God.
seen it.
256 shot.
That movie's as
One shot tonight.
I guess
Yeah,
I
I'm
never
a-
watched it.
You better.
Dish.
G Trappers with the 204 Savage. That's a nice gun too.
It's like I don't even know who you are right now.
I know, right?
I'll tell you what.
They loved them up and turned them into a horny toad.
Stevie, that's a nice crack they give off, though, ain't it? The 17s.
Oh yeah.
Holy shit! I wasn't expecting it when I was at the range with Ed. Yeah, we were shooting his. I was like, because I didn't have the headgear on for that one, you know.
Yeah. Whoops.
And he goes, Mikey, I go, what? He goes, you might want to put your ears on for this. That was for a 17.
Yeah, go
He
ahead.
goes, yeah, just trust me on this one. And I went, wow.
22 Mag's got a little bark to it. Also.
Yep.
You know why? Dish.
No, why?
Supersonic.
Supersonic. It's supersonic.
But the now, Stevie, what were those guys using for when you said that they told you if you hit a body shot, you better pray for snow, because it is true.
17 HMR.
But what were they using for ammo?
I couldn't tell you, but they were kind of, for around here, kind of professional. So I'm sure it was some good Hornady or something.
Because here's what I was told. Well, I shouldn't say I was told. I saw it. I saw a thing on YouTube about it. At long ranges, it's
Right
it's
on
not-
Trapper.
What's that?
You said the 204 Savage also.
Yeah. The bullet doesn't go like what's his name up there in Canada, way out west in Saskatchewan there. Andy, the trapper. He's shooting beaver and shit.
Yeah.
He does that with a fucking 17, you know.
Yeah. Headshots though.
And he was one of them. Yes, correct. Right behind the ear, always. And he was the one that was saying he likes the 17 because it doesn't go all the way through.
Yeah.
Now, there was a guy doing with coyotes. He wasn't shooting them in the head, which I don't understand why, because he was using the. But anyway, he said they're not made to go all the way through.
Yeah. They're made to, they kind of blow up when they get inside.
Yeah, like they have the size of your thumb and just, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Well, that's what he said. Now, I don't know. I mean, something going that fast, it's got to go through, doesn't it?
No, because the way the bullet is actually built,
Because it's so soft, or
no, it's made to like super expand and not go through, not come out the other way.
Okay, but with that logic, wouldn't if you hit one in the friggin' lung, wouldn't it just if it's gonna
No.
put a hole in the lung of an animal that big, that's
Yeah.
gonna fucking that
It-
animal's going down.
Yeah,
Surely.
it takes a while sometimes.
Yeah.
Because the animal has to technically bleed out because it doesn't have the shock to like.
Yeah, to knock. Yeah, it's just more of
Yeah.
like a bee sting, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Like
It's
a
not like
deer
it's-
rifle, it's the kinetic energy release that actually kills the
Foot-pound,
deer.
yeah, the foot-pounds of energy. Yep.
And the 17 just doesn't have it. It
Right.
counts on doing damage. I mean, it has some good shock value, but it may destroy one lung, but the other lung may be okay. So he just recommended, have snow on the ground if you're doing chest shot, because they will run off. Now,
But
see,
you know what's weird? We're allowed to hunt up here in Mass. We're allowed to hunt coyote with a fucking pellet gun.
really?
But it's got to be it's got to be probably a 22 or better.
Yeah.
It's got to be like a 25.
And
I can't imagine anybody shooting a fucking coyote with a 177. I really can't. Not unless you're 20 yards away and you can get him in the ear. Fine, that maybe pointed pellet. I don't know, maybe, but no fucking way are you shooting anything more than 30 yards away with a 177. No fucking way. It ain't happening, dude. I've the squirrels I've killed. I've found fucking pellets in them. You know what I mean?
yeah,
And I don't mean shot. I don't mean, from a 22 shot. I mean pellets.
yeah.
But
with a modern pellet gun with a high enough pressure, you would probably have no problem. But you're straight off the shelf one, it'd probably be pretty wimpy.
you need an air gun. You could probably do it with a PCP air gun, but you're not doing it with like mine. My brake barrel, there's no way my brake barrel takes on a coyote.
Yeah.
And I'm getting probably I don't know, almost 1,000 feet per second. But with the 177 pellet, and it's only what, 4.5 grain or something.
Yeah.
What's that actually giving me? Fucking 16 foot-pounds? I mean, really?
Not much. You probably break the skin. That's about it. Then you got to track them for 6 years.
So-
I have lead poisoning.
Exactly. So it's got to be. It must be a 25.
Well, it's not necessarily the size; it's the speed in which it's going. That's why the 223 is so damn potent.
No, I mean for the. I mean for the reason of the law. I mean they have to have some law on it.
I am sure.
It has to be. And you have to be. There's probably going to be some particular. As a matter of fact, who's got fast fingers? Can somebody look up Massachusetts hunting coyote with pellet gun? What size pellet it is? That way, that George won't make fun of me and say, I have to go because you're just doing nothing.
I bet you they have a caliber limit and a air pressure or feet per second
Absolutely,
limit.
absolutely. Because 40 to 50 foot-pounds of energy will kill a fucking coyote with no problem.
Well, yeah, absolutely. Armament. It's about shot placement also. I mean, you thunk something in the ear with a good sized pellet, 9 times out of 10 it's going down.
Right.
I mean, there's guys that hog hunt with a 22 for Pete's sakes.
Well, look at the guys that go. You guys must have seen the turkey videos, turkey hunting, and they're shooting with fucking 20 and 12 gauges.
Yeah.
Right. And the shots just fucking what? You hit me in the where? And the fucking turkey takes off on them. And that's a fucking 12 gauge or a 20 gauge coming out of there at a hell of a lot more force than a fucking, Mikey must be hunting from a stand or a blind because he's stalking and can't get within 20 yards of a coyote on a regular basis.
You'd have to be pretty light on your feet to stalk a coyote, for Pete's sake.
I've never stalked a coyote, not one time. The only coyote I shot was because I was sitting there minding my own P's and Q's and I was watching a doe coming down the fucking ridge. And the coyote was a few hundred yards behind it. That's the only one. I would love to start going coyote hunting, though. But a lot of guys around here, they don't. I'd have to go too far to go, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, I'd have to go up north or something because around here, all the yahoos come popping out of the city, and they get 50 yards out past the parking lot, and the coyote will bust them 99 out of 100 times. So they're all educated. No, they know better than to come to a squealing rabbit.
14 pellet buckshot. But they're pretty good size around here. Guy at work had one in his backyard the other night. He took a picture of it. Son of a bitch has looked to be about 45, 50 pounds.
Wow.
So they're eating good. Whatever the fuck they're eating.
All them stray cats in your hood.
Mm.
Coyotes love kitty cats. So do foxes, actually.
This customer of mine that I used to have years ago at my old job, he caught it on fucking trail cam. Fox and a coyote fight.
Wow, Trapper. That's crazy.
Who won that one?
I remember you told me this already, so I'm not going to.
Yep.
Jaywalk remembers.
Carnage. Yeah, I'm kind of thinking that 14 pellet buckshot, it would be carnage. I mean, that's just you hate the animal and you're just trying to get rid of it. You're not trying to save its pelt or anything. It's like when I hit the coyote with the fucking 12 gauge. That was fucking ugly. That was just fucking wrong. That was like a horror, right out of a fucking horror movie.
GI, you look wore out.
He said he was tired from fucking moving nails up and down all day.
I'm just a little tired.
My boy called one in and shot him with a bow at 35 yards. Wow.
It's tough to do because they sure catch movement.
Yeah, but out there, you know, it all depends where you are. Like you said, Stevie, you're in urban. They ain't coming for nothing. You know, but you get out and fucking, you know,
Where they actually have to look for food.
yeah, like what do you guys call it, the UP in your area?
Yeah.
You know, and you get up into no man's land.
Oh, they're having trouble with wolves up there.
That's how our fucking deer are too. Around here, people say, "Oh, how the hell can you smoke in the woods?" I said, "Are you out of your fucking mind? I have a highway fucking 4 miles that way that all you can hear is traffic." I said, "Oh, by the way, where do you see these deer? They cross the highway. They go to the other part of the state forest across the street." You know what I mean? I go, in the state forest, people live.
Yep.
I go, you don't think they hear dogs barking? You don't think they're not accustomed to these smells and these noises and everything? Don't be foolish.
The deer by my house, if you're out hunting, you'll see some deer come in and you hear a guy make a shot like 50 or 100 yards away. They don't even flinch.
Yeah.
They may just kind of look over, but unless it's right next to them, it's really strange.
And anywhere else, you shoot,
Yeah.
anywhere in the, banjo playing areas, But you guys have wolves up there? That's awesome.
Yeah, the deer hunters ain't too happy up there.
Well, hey, it's nature. It's nature. You know, as long as they're not getting into people's livestock.
It wasn't nature for a lot of years. They were pretty much gone.
Yeah, because they were hunted off and trapped off. You can't trap them to extinction. I mean, come on.
Actually, most of the critters in this state were wiped out at one time.
Yeah, that's because they all fucking came out of fucking, what do you call them, drank the water. They're all dead.
That was
They're all
back,
down there in Flint drinking that fucking water.
it was back during the big lumber boom, and that was food. So there were market hunters and shit, shooting ducks and geese and deer and
You know what's funny is they're seeing a lot of turkeys in like major cities now,
yeah.
right? And it's like there might be a tree on every fucking 100 yards on the sidewalk or something. That's your woods, and there's fucking turkeys everywhere. It's the funniest fucking thing,
Right.
you know. Hello, Guns Girl. He was in the Badlands. Where's the Badlands? What's that? Help me out there,
The Badlands.
Yeah.
Usually,
I'm assuming he's talking about his son when his son shot the coyote at 35 yards with the bow.
yeah.
North Dakota.
Yeah, ND or SD, one or the other.
The wild, untouched. Actually, we call Badlands here like old mining land, where it's
Yeah.
all tore up and stuff, and then kind of reclaimed. We call the Badlands.
Oh, okay.
Out there, it's like way out.
Peach Wee calls it North Philly. Yep. Mikey would get lost in the Badlands. Wouldn't be a problem if I got lost in the Badlands. As long as I could find a cabin and I had some food and I had a fucking carton of cigarettes, I'll be happy.
Right.
Did you ever see that? Did you ever see those pictures people put on Facebook? It's not really like people on your friends list or anything. It's just like the ads, and it says like, would you live here for 1 year, with no cell phone, no computer, no landline phone, and they show a picture of a beautiful cabin somewhere out in the middle of fucking nowhere,
Oh yeah.
and I'm like, yeah, can I go now?
Right. What's the address?
I'm like, give me a year supply of smokes, a year supply of Diet Mountain Dew or something.
I found me and Dish a cabin.
Whoa, back up a step, Steve. I'm sorry, you're breaking up here because I could have sworn you said me and Dish, and you didn't say, Mikey, I found you and Dish a cabin. I could have sworn, I don't know, it must be someone with these fucking headphones. Stevie, I'm sorry, buddy. Can you repeat that again, pal?
No, I found this cabin up north on a river on, I think it was like 20 acres or 10 acres or something. And there was a livable cabin, but it needed to be made into a house. But they had water and stuff like that, hand pump or whatever.
Yep.
It was like $35,000. The only way to get there is you had to canoe down the river to get to the cabin. Completely surrounded by state and national forests. No private land around it. Just out in the middle of freaking nowhere.
That's awesome.
I think the nearest highway is like 5 or 10 miles away. Once you canoed up the river and then walked a ways,
Right.
you got to a road.
That's
It's like,
awesome.
oh boy,
I know, right?
that'd be a great shit hit the fan cabin.
That'd be a great cabin just to hit that, just to,
Right. I'm really surprised the state didn't gobble that right up. Being already surrounded by state land.
yeah.
True.
I hear Saginaw is pretty bad too. What's Saginaw?
Well, that's kind of where,
Hey, you got some weird, by the way, while you're answering that question, you got some weird fucking town names out in your fucking state there.
a lot of Indian names.
Coopersville. I seen a tractor trailer, Coopersville, Michigan today. I was up in Maine. What's the other one? Began with a K.
Coopersville smells like ass.
What was the other one? There was another
See,
town.
it really does.
It was a word. It was a word like.
Or
It was
the
a word like
oil
this. It was a word like this long. Began with a K. And
Kalamazoo.
no. It wasn't. But was it a K? Was it a K? It wasn't Kalamazoo. I would have recognized that. It might not have been K. It might have been a Z.
She guns girl. Haha.
Yeah, it might have been a Z. Anyway,
Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck is up with me seeing fucking Michigan trailers all day today?
Cowlin.
And they were in one guy they would we have this place up right across from where I work, Cedar Crest, Cedar something, I don't know, it's a food joint, and all I smell is chicken and fucking food being cooked all day long.
Yum.
And so the trailers are in and out, I mean fucking all day, and they come from everywhere, you know.
Coopersville has a huge dump site, and it just reeks.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a Zilwaukee Bridge.
It was a long word.
Crap, by the way.
Yeah, it was something unusual like that, Guns Girl. It was something weird. But yeah, it was. I mean, not that I don't have them. Obviously, don't have them here in Mass. I mean, come on, we have a Monroe, Massachusetts. Who the hell names their town Monroe? I mean,
Oh, we got one of those. Nuclear plants are.
the
Monroe,
town,
Wisconsin.
Oh,
the town I live in, right in Massachusetts, there isn't another one in the United States.
Just
No
the one,
other-
huh?
Huh?
Just the one.
There ain't another fucking town named Drake anywhere in the United States. Even, you know, and that's counting Alaska and Hawaii.
well, they knew you were from there and nobody else wanted to take
Well, I'm not from there. I'm from Wilmington. And there's a couple of Wilmingtons. There's a Wilmington, fucking Delaware. There's a Wilmington, it's either North or South Carolina, one or the other.
Nah.
And then there's Wilmington, Mass. And then there's another Wilmington. I think it's out west somewhere. I think it's like 5 Wilmingtons. Something like that. I don't know. Something to that effect. So let's get back to this me and Dish bullshit. Just listen. Just because you allowed her to go in your fucking there it is, Wilmington, California. Thank you, Gunwild. I knew it was out west somewhere. Yeah, so just because she's, you know, in the shed or whatever, that's because she's trying to get out of the town of Michigan that she's in, you know, because it's fucking Michigan. So just get out of the fucking state. You don't have to fucking worry about your fucking palm of your hand getting all fucking bruised and being a palm knocker all day. You know,
anything, I'd be heading over Dish's way. It's beautiful over there.
what was it?
It is pretty.
So what are you in the South, Stevie? She's like in the West. What? I mean, how's
We're,
all?
we're almost straight across from each other.
Oh, really?
But
Right.
unfortunately, the country guy kind of goes that way. And she's in the more, what the hell? She's in more country than I am. Bigger country. And,
Gotcha.
you know, coastline or address is
So-
55606.
So how big's this Manatee's fucking river I keep hearing about out there?
The Manistee.
Manistee, excuse me.
Oh,
Thank you for correcting my pronunciation. Because I've seen it a bunch of times because Johnny's done a lot of that river.
that river.
Yeah, my woodsman. Daryl been done that river. Who else?
That river is one of the lucky ones because it goes through more
39 Camp. I'm sorry, you guys, but
than
Daryl is.
a
I'm
lot of
sorry.
the other rivers.
But there's a bunch of, it seems like there's a bunch, I mean, the way they depicted it, it's almost as if it was like the Mississippi.
It's good. It ain't no Mississippi, but it's good size. You have
Yeah.
a hard time standing up in the current.
Yeah.
You'd have to pretty swim about as hard as you can to stay in one spot.
And that's holding onto your rod. Can't let go of your rod.
Oh hell no! The one hand wiggle
Yep.
Yeah, we got a couple of rivers like that here. And
as
there.
your waders are filling up, pulling you to the bottom.
Exactly.
We got a couple.
And
Of
your knees.
Drop the pole. Drop the pole.
Nope.
No.
The Merrimack River here in Massachusetts is like that.
It's brand new. I just bought it 10 years ago.
It's
No,
just got enough
no.
spawn on it.
That way in the dark you can find it by smell in case you set it down.
Where's my rod? There she is.
Does any of that freeze?
Maybe on some like real tight bends or something, but most part it's open all winter. I think my uncle told me there was one winter where it was like 32 below for like 2 or 3 weeks, and it actually froze over. Not enough to walk on, but it actually froze over.
Yeah, we got parts of the Merrimack here that freeze, but nothing. The smaller rivers around here, they'll freeze. But
Yeah.
I'm not a river guy. I just won't do it.
It's cold.
Probably seen too many movies, too many fucking,
I
you know. Yeah, just see ya. Bye. Find you like fucking 6 months from now. Yeah, I'm good. No, I'm good. Stay out of the rivers. If you don't know rivers and their currents, they will chew you up and spit you out. Yeah, absolutely. I'm not. That's why I say, Jay Watt, I am not a river guy.
Yeah, the Manistee is not necessarily deep, but it's fast.
Yeah. See, the Merrimack is deep, fast, parts of it anyway, and flows into the ocean. So, you know.
You got to watch them bull sharks.
Exactly. And then you got to watch out. Just you'll be out to sea and fucking. I mean, we had people. There's a river through here where I grew up, the Shawsheen River. We've had people capsizing that, and they never found them.
Wow.
You know, they bring the dive teams in, and it's a shame, really.
Another cool thing about the Manistee is it's like there's so many curves and bends. It'd take you 5 hours to canoe a couple of miles, but if you got out and walk, it'd take you 15 minutes.
Right.
There's a river up in Maine, they call it the Saco River. In parts of it, you know, they have the, you know, like when I was a kid, when I was a mid-teen, late teens, we used to paddle down it, and it's only 20-something miles. It's just a weekend thing, you know.
Yeah.
We'd go up on Friday morning, Friday afternoon, whatever, drive to the campground Saturday morning. You drive down the thing, and then you just paddle back from where you started, you know. So it's pretty cool. That was always fun, but that all depended. That river depended on how the rain was,
Right.
you know. Not, I mean, like all rivers, but you know what I'm saying. Like, I mean, some rivers don't need rain for them to be treacherous, you know. This one particularly did need it. Parts of it, anyway. I went up Memorial Day weekend one time, and you know, parts of the river are fucking ankle deep. You know, and I'm like, oh, what the fuck? You know.
Yeah, one of these days I got to take my kayak up there and take a little trip.
See, I can't get in a kayak. I don't think I can. It's sit too low from a dock. Well, it wouldn't be from a dock, I suppose, right? I suppose.
Well, they are hard to get in and out of, but
Yeah, especially when you're fat and old like me. So,
well,
Pigeon River was up north and was property drive. There were 15 minutes from property to property. It takes the river an hour and a half, at least. Nice.
I did that on the Betsy River. Is up near the Manistee, kind of flows out to the Great Lake. And I took this little canoe trip, and it took us the better part of, into the afternoon to get there. And somebody forgot their keys to the pickup vehicle. So I had to walk back to the original vehicle to get the keys.
Oh,
But
no.
it took us all afternoon to get to where we were. It was only 5 miles back to the truck by road. Because that river was all curvy and
Jay Watt says Mikey should take a spring and summer off and retrace Lewis and Clark's trail.
yeah, good luck with that one.
Didn't they go everywhere? Those two?
What was the main one? They came up the Mississippi and then headed west, right?
I believe.
Was that the Missouri River or something? Or no?
But they didn't come in the east, right?
I thought it was more out west. With air, and they had air rifles, by the way.
Yes, they did. Lewis and Clark.
Columbia River headed west. Thank you, Gary.
Lewis and Clark Trail. So, well, wow, I guess they did. They were in Delaware anyway.
Oh, did they?
Well, no, I'm sorry. That's Lewis and Clark National Historical Trail. And it's, blow this up a little bit.
Damn. I see.
Damn.
Gerald B was talking about going on the Allagash River, like 120 miles.
Oh my God. That's fucking,
Your ass would hurt so bad.
that's fucking heaven. Yeah, but you got to put Taj too. Wait a minute. They went all over the place here. By the looks of it. Maybe not. Yeah, let me get out of all this. I want to understand why. That's for the historic trail. 16 states, 4,900 miles.
Wow. Oh, cool. Gerald B said that river is the only river in Maine with no cities on it.
What?
The Miramash.
The what?
Allagash River.
The Allagash? Yeah, you know why? Because it's up in the 100-mile forest. Up off in the. There's nothing there, like literally nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
All right. I look at let's. So
Sure that town didn't start with a T like Tittabawassee? That's a nice long one.
the Lewis and Clark National Historic Trail is a route across the U.S. converting the Lewis and Clark Research Expedition from 1804 to 1806. It's part of the trail system, yada, yada, yada. It extends for some 3,700 miles, yada, yada, yada. From Wood River, Illinois, to the mouth of the Columbian River in Oregon. The trail is administered by National Park Service, yada, yada. Okay, the trail is second longest 20 trail. Beginning at the Camp Dubois Recreation in Illinois, it passes through portions of Missouri, Kansas, Iowa, Nebraska, South Dakota, North Dakota, Montana, Idaho, Oregon, and Washington. The Lewis and Clark National Historic Trail is approximately 4,900 miles long, extending from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania to the mouth of the Columbia River near present-day Astoria, Oregon. It follows the historic outbound and inbound routes of the Lewis and Clark expedition, as well as the preparatory section from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, to Wood River, Illinois. So there you go. Took them 2 years. You want me to do it in a fucking? What do you mean nothing? If they have it in a book truck, you measure it by pound instead of inch. Yeah, that's true. Throw up a rooftop tent on a cold beer in Monte Carlo and go over. No, the Allagash up in Maine. That's just. I call it no man's land because you might bump into another human. You might. But see, if you get lost, you take your fucking compass and just do this with your arms, right around dusk. Them fucking bugs, they'll take you anywhere you want to go. I was watching a father and son doing that canoe trip that Jerry's talking about, and in the camera, you should see the bugs flying by. Dude, they're like fucking 2 inches big, and they're just flying by. And I'm like, yeah, see, no. As much as I would love it, the bugs would ruin it for me.
Right.
You know? I'd be having to wear one of those fucking hair nets to go over your head. And besides, there's bears and shit up there. Fuck that. What's up, SKS Hugo? Good to see you.
SKS.
Sorry,
No, it's cool.
Vanessa, how are you, sweetheart? No, Johnny tonight either. I sent him a link. He must still be on air with the boys. But yeah, no. I don't know how you guys feel, but I like to have a good time. But as soon as them bugs are there, you're done having a good time. It's like, do you ever watch Naked and Afraid? Everything's fine and dandy until nighttime.
Screw that.
You know, and it's like, no, I'm good. I'm good. And the only one that really had bugs was this was the funniest one. They got the quote unquote good looking guy with the hot blonde, except that she's a lesbian. And then they're sleeping on top of each other and shit. And it's just like, hello. But they were,
I remember that one.
and they were in Georgia though. And she like, what'd she do? Cut herself or something? He had to wash her pits or something. Right? Didn't he have
Yeah, I can't remember what she did, but I remember her wanting to sleep on top of him all the time because it was cold.
Yeah. But they had no bugs. That's fine. I could do that, Georgia. But can you imagine Georgia with no bugs? They had to have done that in the fall dish. Or
Yeah.
early autumn. You know what I mean?
I remember camping out when I was a kid, and mosquitoes were so bad you had to like stuff your head in your sleeping bag and just lay there and sweat all night, breathing your own breath. You didn't dare to stick your face out.
Right.
It was horrible.
Yeah, no, it's just.
But we still did it.
Ron
Yeah.
T. Sawyer did a camping video, and he said he was getting ate up by the mosquitoes.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I'll have to go back and watch that video. My only thing with the Allagash in Jezero, I'll tell you. I mean, unless you're in one of them canoes that we were talking about last week, that Craig Dweller has, it's 15 pounds, 13 pounds, 10 pounds or something.
Yeah.
I am not putting it's just not going to happen. Not at my age. Mike, have you used a quality head net? Yes, I've had a head net before. Yes, I've used a head net up north, just where I am in New Hampshire, because the black flies are horrid. And I had two green fires, 3 green fires going at the same time. just for the smoke, just for smoke purposes,
Yeah.
What's a smudge pot? What's that?
Smoky fire.
Oh, okay.
Like a coffee
Yeah.
can with a smoky fire in it.
I just call them green fires because it just smokes like a bitch. But yeah. No, I've had the I call them hair nets. I know you call them a head net. I know what they are. But yeah, no, I've had to use those before. But it's just the like I said, the bugs that I saw in that video were just phenomenal. I just never seen. I mean, they were huge. It's like that's bait right there. You know.
Thanks, Gear.
Hey, Gear.
Hey, Gear's here. We can leave. I mean, I just feel like I'd go up there just to catch like 20 of them and then ship them to dish so we can go fishing.
Right.
Somebody showing their intelligence. Isn't that cute?
Yeah, no, they can't even spell.
Who's that? I'm on the
Some
inside.
anti-Trump person.
I'm on the inside chat. I'm sorry, I can't.
You had a troll.
I did. Was it a good one?
No,
No.
Were they making fun of me?
no,
No.
it was an F Trump troll.
Oh,
Gear squished him.
good job, Gear. Not that we don't think that your opinion is worth much, but you can't really come in. You got to come in and say hi, and this is why you want to shit on Trump. We can have all the conversation about Trump you want, but don't be a fucking coward.
Probably too
Come on.
mature for that.
Don't be a coward. Come in and tell us why you don't like Trump. Well, I'm not here to look. I don't judge you. You want to vote for fucking Biden? Vote for Biden. I don't give a rat's fuck. You want to vote for whoever Green Party? I don't care. Vote for whoever you want. Just do me a huge favor. Go out and vote. Number two, I'm not one of those people who's going to make fun of you if you don't vote for Trump.
I would.
Well, Steve's more shallow than I am. Okay, I'm not.
No more
Okay.
truthful.
I'm not. This is why we have problems in this country today, because we're all being made fun of who we vote for. People
Well-
are afraid.
Maybe they were triggered by my shirt.
People were afraid. Maybe.
Aw.
Maybe.
That
I wore
was-
my Trump. I wore my Trump shirt yesterday, and some old lady, some old lady in the store says to me, she goes, "I went in there buying a pack of butts," and she goes, "I really don't like him, but I got to tell you something." I said, "What's that?" She goes, "That is the funniest friggin' shirt I've ever seen in my life." The Trump one I got with his hands up like this, and he says, 2 more terms, deal with it.
Well, maybe they live in Seattle.
Well, you never know. And that's fine. However, I am going to make fun of, not you, Stevie. I am going to make fun of this person because if you're listening, I'm going to make fun of you because you had no balls. All right. Well, if it's a guy, well, if it's a girl, obviously she doesn't have balls, right? You didn't have the gumption to stay and tell us why you hate the guy or dislike his politics or whatever. Let's get a nice little big conversation about it. But don't be a fucking coward.
Well, Mike, most of the big time haters can't tell you why they don't like them. They just start yelling. They can't have a conversation.
Mikey needs a Mark Ice Trump. There's so many to choose from. Yeah, maybe. I mean, it's just weird. It's just
Oh, you know what? Maybe that was a Russian spy trying to steer our votes.
They almost had me.
Me too. Me too.
that's why I do my best not to talk about religion on here. You know what I mean? Because it's the same thing. If you're not this, that was fucked up. Well, you people, I don't like to get that. That's somebody's own private personal belief, and that shouldn't be. I don't like Trump because of for his disregard for due process, his willingness to turn his back on gun owners by advising his Justice Department to ban bump stocks.
Aw.
Now they are after pistol braces. Well, the Democrat in me will tell you, Mr. Ohio Wolverine, the Democrat in me will tell you that that's not protected under the Second Amendment. The Democrat in me will tell you that a bump stock and a pistol brace isn't a firearm, it's an accessory to a firearm. So therefore, your Second Amendment is not being fucked with. It's an accessory. So that's your state law.
Right.
So your state sucks, not Trump. Just saying.
Somebody call a priest. Mikey's been possessed.
Well, I
But
watch
you know what, though? If you think about it, if you look at how it's written, right?
with all the commas in the right place.
It doesn't
Right.
say anything about accessories.
Well, I seen a rather large chat a couple of weeks ago, and the person running the chat was totally willing to waste his vote on a write-in because Trump banned bumpy stocks. It's like, really, dude, you'd give up the country because you can't have a toy.
Right. That's how I look at it. It's a fucking toy. It's a fucking, it's not a gun. It's a fucking pot of, it's like, this is why I don't get upset because Massachusetts only allows 10 rounds. Right. Because to me, that's an accessory. It's not, I can still have the gun. I can still have ammo. You know, it's not like the Second Amendment says the right to bear arms. Says
Nothing's
nothing
next,
about,
Kyle.
what do you say?
He says, but what's next? Nothing's going to be next. That was just to pacify the libtards so they'd shut up for a while.
You be nice and say,
But where does it
nice and
stop
say-
is the point, because if they're going to go after accessories and this whole bullshit of the semi-automatics, where does it stop? Because
Well,
if they're going to take away bump stocks,
but this is my point. It's look, I'm going to play devil's advocate with you, all right? Because the liberals, as we're calling them, right, Mr. Stalker Steve, we're not making fun of people. The liberals,
Now, wait, there's a difference between a liberal and a libtard. Big difference.
well, a
I'm
lot of people don't
liberal.
know that. A lot of people here, when you say libtard, a lot of people think that you're just talking all liberals and you're pasting them all in one corner. And
I bet you $1, anybody in here, if I say libtard, they could paint a picture of who I'm talking about.
all right. But my point is that unfortunately, right, gunpowder, that I had this argument with somebody one night, and they're all like, "But Mike, you must." I says, "No, you're not listening." I says, "This is how they think, and you know what? They're fucking lawyers and they're smart." And I go, "It's really not hard to figure out." You know, to get back to the Massachusetts thing with the 10 rounds. Mile and a half up the street, they can carry as many rounds as they fucking want. Nowhere in the Constitution does it say you have to be able to carry X amount of rounds in your gun.
You can also carry as many mags as you want, Mike.
Exactly. And this is why I try to tell people, so what if they have a fucking capacity count, okay? It doesn't matter. You know, like the idiots that'll say, why do you need 10 shots or 16 shots in a clip magazine? Listen to me. And this is what I said to them. I said, you know what? Make it 5 shots. Make it 4 shots. Yeah, that sounds great. Yeah. I said, good, because I'm going to carry 10 fucking clips. And to empty 10 clips to shoot the 5, okay? If it's a 5 clip, 5 rounds, to shoot 5, drop a fucking clip, put a clip in. What is that? All of. So, and then you're going to carry 10 clips. I goes, you're talking seconds.
Yeah, but seconds.
but when instances where seconds matter, are you really going to put your life, your family's life at risk? Because now you have to rely on something or a law that states you can only have 5 rounds and you've got 12 people busting through your house?
What I'm trying to explain to you is that I was being a wise ass towards the people that were saying that you don't need all that many rounds. And I'm saying to them, it really doesn't matter because, like in Mass, we have 10. We have 10 rounds. Okay. What does it take to drop up when after you let go 10 rounds in your gun? Okay. Seriously, I'm not even joking about this.
Well, first of all,
You hit the mag release. You take your hand. You got your other mag going back in and up through. Bang. Exactly how much time do you think that is?
and technically, you should only let 9 fly and keep the 10th one in your chamber.
There you go.
But in California, where they outlawed that crap, you got to pretty much take your gun apart and reload again.
I know Ohio. I'm trying to appease the fucking people, so I'll just say Clipazine again.
Projectile holding device.
Mikey knows the Watertown. Thanks, Jim.
No, I understand the fight. You got to fight, but you also got to understand that it ain't worth dumping a good president for a fucking bump stock.
Right. You know, it's like, hey, under stress, it could be a lifetime, Mickey. I get that, Ohio. I'm just saying that maybe it's because I'm from Massachusetts. I don't know, but here's my valid point. Okay, let's say I wasn't in trouble and everything, and let's say I was allowed to carry a handgun. Okay, I would just be happy that I had the right to carry the fucking handgun, and not that why can't I carry 50 rounds in my fucking Beretta? That sucks. Why can I only carry 10? Who the fuck cares? You're carrying it, aren't you? You know what I mean?
Well, as long as they're not coming to your house confiscating.
Because I want to see the person carrying a fucking Beretta that holds a clip of fucking 50 and try to conceal that thing and try not to have imprint and try to have all the. I want to see that. And I want to see that fucking thing come out of a holster. That's what I want to see. Okay? Come on. A suppressor is legal to buy here. It is classified under the set of laws of machine guns. Yet it is an accessory as well. Yes, you're very correct there, Vanessa. Vanessa, funny part about suppressors, you know what they're legal on in every fucking state of the union?
Air guns.
Yeah, because they're not a firearm. The dumbest fucking rules we have here. My Kennick holds 18 in the mag and 1 in the pipe. Yes, it does. I saw that gun.
I can't wait, J-Watt.
I'm still waiting to see if the rumors of a blue flu on the 4th of July in New York City is real.
Yep, supposed to hit.
What is blue flu? Help me out. I haven't watched the news in fucking a week. By the way, before you answer that question, are we still have captivity in Seattle?
As far as I know, yes.
Okay. Answer the question to the blue flu, and then I'm gonna get back to Seattle. But what's the blue flu? What is that? I'm not even being funny. I haven't watched the news in fucking forever.
What color is a cop uniform? Generally.
Okay, blue.
And when they all call out sick.
Gotcha. Well, I hope they don't because, wow, I'm glad I don't live in New York City if that happens.
Well, if police chiefs and commissioners and shit keep throwing them under the bus, they're going to have to do something.
Well, here's my thing. Can I throw a question out there to people? Hang on, let me read what Vanessa just wrote. We have 10 round mags. Yep, so don't we. But under the current laws, alien military, I think that's supposed to be military, can but assault weapons in large capacity mags. The law speaks on when they retire.
It speaks on law enforcement when they retire, but it doesn't talk about retired military.
Oh, okay. If you lived in Seattle and you're in that 16 block 15, 14, however many blocks they fucking took over. Right? What would you do?
I'd kick them the fuck out and take my city back.
Exactly. Thank you.
But they're not. They're not.
Because here's my problem with that, like law-wise, Stevie, right? Logistics-wise, right? If there aren't any cops there, they're not letting cops in. And I'm not being a wise ass, and I'm not trying to split it here. I'm being totally honest. If the cops aren't coming in, and for that matter, the National Guard, and they're not going to restore law and order, right? Then by right, whether it says, let's say it happened in Massachusetts, and we don't have the castle fucking induction here. What do you call it? The castle law here in Massachusetts. So technically, I can't protect my house or outside my house. You know what I'm saying? But if that happened here in Massachusetts, doesn't that law go out the window? Because there aren't any cops protect. You know what I'm saying? There aren't any. It's now a lawless little part of town, if you will.
Right.
So therefore, if that was to happen, shouldn't you have the right just to start fucking shooting people?
It's a fine line, ain't it?
Well, because you're being held captive.
Especially the people that are stuck in there. Yes.
Right. That's what I'm talking about. The people stuck in there being held captive. My opinion, people tell me I'm a little extreme with it. It's an act of terrorism.
Yeah. They're actually doing what they say they are against.
Right. So if and I'm not even being funny. I'm 14, 15 years old. I get kidnapped, right? Somehow or another, I get free. There's a knife on the fucking table, and I stick it right in his fucking throat or her throat, and they die. I'm not going to jail, whether I'm 15 or whether I'm 19. I ain't going to jail. I ain't going to juvie. I ain't going nowhere. Why? Because I was being held captive.
You know what? They're trying to make it so you'll go to jail. They're trying to make it where you can't defend your own home.
Well,
You have to leave out the back door if they come in the front door.
then why can't, with that analogy, why can't those people, they can't be the people that want out of there and they're not allowed, they're being held captive. Why can't they just start fucking picking people off? Because I'd be on the phone
Because
and
a
I
lot
would
of them
say,
are unarmed citizens.
huh?
Because a lot of those people that are trapped in that barrier are unarmed citizens.
Okay.
They don't have
They don't have the
any
means to pick them
firearms
off.
to protect
It's
themselves.
Seattle.
Okay. Why? Washington's gun laws suck too, I suppose?
Oh, yeah. Big time.
Yes.
Okay. So they were smart because they didn't pick like Texas, New Hampshire, fucking
Exactly.
Bingo.
Vermont, Maine, fucking
Bingo. Did you notice them
Indiana.
aren't having the bad riots? Just saying.
Well,
This is a liberal thing. You make your city vulnerable by taking away all the firearms, and anybody can do anything. And now they're trying.
But they also have an asshat governor who went in after they declared that their space and went in and took concrete blocks and barricaded the area.
Yeah, so they would be safer.
so let me ask you this. So let's just pretend I'm a licensed fucking gun owner in that area, and they don't know that I'm a licensed gun owner.
You wouldn't be.
Why? You're not allowed to carry a gun in Seattle?
That's right. They already took them away. Pretty much.
Seattle
It
took.
is so difficult.
You
to
can't
have
hunt in the state of Washington.
Yeah, you can go hunting.
Okay, so therefore that means you must have a shotgun or a rifle or something, right?
It's illegal to discharge it in the city limits.
Okay, but stop there for a half a second. So now I have a shotgun or a rifle in my house. these fucking terrorists have fucking not letting me leave.
You will go to jail if you shoot at them.
See, well, that's horseshit.
Now, do you see why I use the word libtard? You know what? That's not even a good word. How about lib assholes?
The situation for local and state officials to handle as it's in their jurisdiction. I haven't seen or heard any of anybody whose lives or property make a complaint or plea for help. Not about Jay Watt. That's what I'm trying to say. Of course, again, in fairness, I haven't looked on my phone to follow up on it. I haven't watched a news report. I haven't done anything. So I don't know people crying for help.
It is very simple. This is what their plan is. The local government is not doing a goddamn thing about their city taking over. They are trying to force Trump to intervene in state business, send in the National Guard, take it over, and then for the election, he will be labeled a dictator, which, by the way, they are all already calling him that.
Let me ask you this.
On the mainstream news,
a few years back, there was a disturbance over a rancher, right? Ranching on public lands and shit. What the fuck was his name?
Bundy?
What?
Bundy?
Yeah, was that his name? Yeah. And didn't a shit ton of fucking people go out there and stick up for this guy?
Yep.
Okay.
Armed citizens.
Armed citizens were not to stick up for this guy. Who dealt with that mess?
The local
sheriffs, state and local police, right?
They did the right thing and walked away.
Okay.
Thank God.
So, Bird Dog!
Hey, BD.
Can
Hey,
someone
Bird
pick her
Dog.
up if she wants to come in?
Ohio,
So I guess what I'm trying to ask
there also.
I guess my point is that I don't know how the laws are out there. I don't know how they're written. Okay, but like here in Mass, I'm supposed to retreat. I'm already retreated because I'm being held hostage, in my opinion. So I don't understand. And then like Jay Watt just said, are people complaining about it? Are they calling 911 saying, "Hey, where the fuck are you coming in here"?
I don't know, but there probably is no 911.
What do you mean?
That's been starting to get shut down in local areas also.
How do you shut down 911?
You call 911 and you get a fucking answering machine. That's how out of hand this shit is. Sorry, we're unable to take your call right now. Please try again later. Click.
Yeah, but why would they? How could they do that though? I mean, what if some old lady was having a heart attack and she didn't have her fucking Mrs. Fletcher? We'll be there in a minute.
It's because they're trying to take over the country, Mike. That's what all this bullshit is. That's what the COVID is. That's what all the impeachment bullshit was.
Well, I don't know about all that. All I know is that in my opinion, it's a fucking terrorist act that deserves a fucking bullet to the fucking forehead. And you want to arrest me for being held captive, then arrest me. Good luck trying to find a fucking jury that's going to convict me.
With it being Washington State, that wouldn't.
All right, let me be a total wise ass then. Good luck trying to find out that I shot you. Because if I have a rifle to hunt, that means I can shoot you from far away.
Mike, they got it set up where all I'd have to do is point at you and scream, and you would be arrested.
They can't arrest. There's no cops.
They'll think up charges later.
Listen to me. They can't arrest you. There's no cops. This is my point.
They'll magically show up when it's for the liberals.
Exactly, Ohio.
Bikers are going to Seattle 4th of July to deal with them. That ought to be like that sounds like.
Yeah, but I love how the homeless people got and stole all their food.
Ohio says the mayor is encouraging it. She shipped in food and supplies, so she's complicit in aiding terror. Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Slow down a second here. I should have been following this. I should have been following this. You're gonna sit here and tell me that the mayor of a fucking major city
There you go, bird dog.
is encouraging it by shipping in food?
And she emptied the goddamn police precinct that they took over. She pulled all the cops out
The
of it.
mayor took out the cops.
Yes.
So now you're in a lawless area. Fuck you. So there is no fucking law because the mayor ain't law. Okay, so then fuck you. She took the cops out. I'm my own fucking cop. I will fucking kill you. Period.
What are
I
you
have a
gonna
family
kill
to
him
worry
on?
about.
Have a nice stay in jail.
Whatever. Good luck. I don't give a fuck. I'll go right to the federal court. That's horseshit. That's horseshit. Horseshit. You're not keeping me and my family fucking captive.
Yes, they are.
Yeah.
And it's allowed.
Let me tell you something. Bird Dog, you want to come on, sweetheart?
And the media is behind every bit of it. They're already calling Trump a dictator. I watched the guy on fucking CNN calling our president a fucking dictator.
Yep.
That's the new spin on it.
Well, he's not doing anything about it. So he stayed out of it.
Yeah, we know that.
Question everything and do your own research. Cross-reference your research and research some more.
Absolutely. Spend your whole goddamn day doing it. Flan!
Flan! 57. Why aren't the residents and businesses in that region fighting back with these criminals? Vanessa, because apparently they have the same gun laws that Connecticut and Massachusetts do.
Now,
But you know what?
I have seen cities where they have grouped together a loose militia and they're actually armed and surrounding whole city blocks before a demonstration and protecting their businesses. And it's working.
Didn't somebody tell me?
Hard.
Didn't somebody tell me it tried to happen in Miami and the Miami cops said, "Fuck you, what you fucking retarded," and it didn't work?
It's to the point where cops are quitting their jobs because they're getting thrown under the bus.
Okay, so which gets back to my original thing. If there's no cops to fucking to what do you call it, the law? Okay, that's state and local and sheriff. There's no cops to enforce the law. Mayors can't enforce law. They have no authority to do that. A mayor is no different than me, you, her, him, her.
First of all, before they took away the cops, they made laws to make it illegal for you to protect yourself. Then they took away the police. Do you see their method of madness?
Big Lock Daddy, how the hell are you?
What's up, Big Daddy?
Trump needs to get tougher on this mess. I don't mean from a keyboard. We need action. So let me get this straight. You're telling me they passed gun laws. When? Like right before it happened? I mean, when did this happen?
They've been doing it all along. Look at your doggone state. You can't go buy an AR.
Okay, my doggone state won't let me carry a handgun. Correct. I still own long guns.
Washington had strict gun laws back in 2005 that I know of.
You also told me they made a law where you have to retreat.
Correct.
That means run away from the situation if you have any way to do that. The
Correct.
only way you could shoot somebody in your state, if they had you on the floor after they killed your family and were stepping on your throat, then maybe you might get away with it.
No, not after they killed
But
your
I bet
family.
$1, you would get charged first, and it would take every penny that you have to get out of it for lawyers' fees.
If I was home alone, sitting in this room down in the basement where I am, okay, and somebody broke in my house and whatever, they came through this door not knowing I was in there, okay, and I had a gun with me or whatever, shotgun, whatever, right, and I let them have it, I'm okay because I had nowhere to go.
No, you didn't.
No,
get
in
allowed.
Washington, you would still go to jail.
You better leave now. That's where they would get you. You broke the law by not doing that. In Illinois,
Well,
if you come home from work in Illinois,
yeah,
and there's somebody in your daughter's bedroom,
yeah,
a burglar,
yeah.
you have to open the door, stand aside, and give them an escape route before you can shoot them. If you carry a weapon, I'm not sure about the whole state, but some areas in Illinois, if you get a license to carry a weapon, you have to carry it unloaded without a magazine in it.
Well, you know what? Not that I'm good at it, but I'm a gambler, man, and I'll take I'll roll the dice.
But the problem,
If it happened here in Massachusetts, where let's say particularly where I live, okay. Please don't think that any fucking Antifa motherfuckers or whoever's fucking doing all this bullshit, and I can't leave to go to work, and I can't leave to go do what I want to do, and my family's I'm telling you, they're gonna get fucking shot.
well, unfortunately, they are playing on the conservatives' conscience of trying very hard not to be a criminal because we take pride in that. They obviously do not, hence the break through the window and stealing TVs during a demonstration. That caused
Exactly, Big Block Daddy. Get a fucking wood chipper. Don't forget the garden hose. Clean the mess. Get a wood
I
chipper.
didn't hear nothing. I didn't see nothing.
Well, I think that's kind of sucky.
kinda. We're losing the country. And if Trump don't get voted in, you might as well pack your bags.
And go where? Canada, you can't have a fucking gun either.
At least,
Oh my
they're
God,
not,
out of Mexico, you say the wrong word down in Mexico, they'll cut your tongue out.
at least they're not stopping your car in the middle of the street, yanking you out and beating you to death in the street.
Mikey, if you ever find yourself in a precarious position, all you need to remember is, what would Mickey Featherstone do? I don't know.
Apparently hitting people in the face with bricks is legal, so you could take that route.
I just find it very sarcastically funny that a mayor sent in food. Tell me the mayor sent in the food for the people that are fucking being held captive by terrorists.
Sadly, that is not the only city and state that this is going on.
What do you mean?
It's happening all over. Not necessarily taking over areas, but kowtowing to the criminals and letting them run the streets.
Hey, Shalisha.
Hey, Shalisa. Nice to see you up.
Well, that's fucking stupid.
Yeah. That's what normal Americans think.
Yeah, but you don't need to be on one side of the aisle or the other to understand that that's fucking stupid. It's got nothing to do with politics. That's just a person using their fucking his or her common fucking sense.
Well,
In my opinion.
apparently that
It shouldn't be
common
political.
sense doesn't run real well with that other side. Because I got a guy at work thinks it's all fine.
I keep thinking the same thing, Bird Dog. Biden's going to take Michelle Obama.
While he's sucking on his THC vape pen at work. He thinks, all the rioting shit's okay.
Right, and I'm trying to figure out that logic, Steve.
There is
Why?
no, the confusing
Right.
part,
Why?
there is no logic.
Right, but I'm just saying, why do they think it's right? Is my Winging It Tracy says the mayor in Seattle is helping the Antifa goons by using front end loaders to put in concrete barrier walls to help build their walls.
That's right.
Okay, again, see, this is where I don't. This is what I don't. I'm trying to understand all this shit. How does a mayor who has zero fucking authority, okay? How does a mayor, okay, not have fine? So you're the Seattle City Police, fine. They're not good. What about the state police? The mayor don't run the state police. The fucking governor does. And by the way, where's the fucking governor?
The governor is right on board with it too. They handed over that 6 block.
I gotta start fucking drinking and smoking, fucking doing something, hitting the fucking arm. I gotta stop. This is fucking retarded. Dish, they're all a bunch of tots.
You bunch of tods.
Okay.
It's
What was
bad.
the word I was using a little while ago that you didn't like?
Yeah, but I didn't put the lib in front of it.
And I don't like using that word, by the way. And I'm sorry if anybody has anybody retarded in their family or whatever.
Are you trying to tell me
Trying to tell you, Mike,
the governor?
it's on the fucking news.
I know. I
And
told
they
you.
condone
Sorry.
it also.
I'm sorry.
CNN's all excited.
I'm
Woo-hoo.
sorry. I should be watching it, but I don't. It
It'll drive you insane.
makes me want to cry.
Yes.
Seriously, Mike. Do like Mikey. Don't call the authorities and get rid of everything, including visiting the local hog farm. It's not. Shalisa says it's not as bad as the media shows. It's not a big deal unless we make it one. This happens sometimes.
Yep. We should just roll over and let it happen. It'll go away on its own. Not.
Shalisa, I don't understand what you mean by that. I'm not being funny, sweetheart. I don't understand what you mean. It's not as bad as the media shows. Whether the media shows it or not, if you read it and it said Antifa takes over 16 blocks of Seattle, there's no cops, so there's no law and order, and the mayor is, and apparently now the governor is saying it's okay. That's domestic terrorism. I'm not being funny, sweetheart. I'm trying to understand what you meant.
No, according to the mainstream news and according to many, many liberals, that's the right thing to do. It's okay.
It's okay to have lawlessness.
Yep. Until they apply to conservatives. Then it's not okay to be lawless. So absolutely everything they're doing is exactly what they're preaching against. So it makes no sense.
Good night, HRM. Good to see you, brother. Thanks for coming in. I don't know. Now I'm gonna have to fucking go online and look it all up now. No, I'm not saying nobody's lying to me. Don't misunderstand me.
Well,
I
you
Just
better
want to catch up. You know what I'm saying?
take my advice and get an anxiety pill before you go watch it.
Take another muscle relaxer. I already took one of those muscle relaxers today.
Dude, I'm telling you, it's fucking disgusting.
That's why you fell asleep, Mikey. You took a muscle relaxer.
Yeah, well, you know. Where is this?
Police, I've seen video all through it. I've seen no cops making a presence on the video. Oh, he just took his muscle relaxer.
Yeah, no, all right.
Button do.
Okay, break out the porn.
It sounded like he said, "What does this do?" All right, everybody go diddly 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 diddly.
Except for George. Right.
Yeah,
Please,
y'all,
it's a trigger.
And then he
y'all saw what happened last time I did that.
yeah, but he
Yeah, I know.
multi-fingers diddlies. I hope nobody has epilepsy. I'm sorry.
I figure I'll just be a good kid and speak only when spoken to.
What?
I said I figure I'll be a good kid and only speak when spoken to.
We just said, okay, George, do the diddly diddly.
I really fucking hate when I do that. All of a sudden, I had this big, huge thing on my screen. I'm like, oh, let me X out of that. Bang! And then I'm like, oh, you son of a bitch. I like
Yeah.
the Oakley floats over.
That big huge thing on your screen is called a chat, Mike.
No, it was another box. It popped up. Mikey, if you're not there on scene researching what's going on, then you need to realize that you don't know the whole story. Exactly, JWAR. But it doesn't matter. What matters is that Don't you feel that that's an act of domestic terrorism, Jay Watt? Just an opinion. So I can't go to work. I can only go to the store that's within those 16 blocks, apparently. Am I using money, or am I just walking in the store taking what I want?
Oh, and did I mention how they were being funded by rich folk? Thanks, Fungal Thighs. Happy Father's Day to you or
My
Mother.
dad used to beat me, but now he's cool. Happy Father's Day.
Hey, you should go up and give him a shot just for old time's sakes.
Hi, Ohio. Good to see you. Wow. All right. I'm going to have to...
My plan on spending the day. Because once you start going down that rabbit hole, it's like never ending. It's disgusting.
Huh. I'm gonna have to look that up, Stevie.
By the way, there's a couple of pages of statistics you should go look at. You get the truth about that.
All right, so you already know I haven't watched the news. So what exactly are they saying on the news?
Well, we have a police officer charged with felony fucking murder for doing his job.
That ain't the white guy that shot the kid in the back, is it?
Yep.
Shouldn't have shot him in the back.
The guy turned around and pointed a taser at him.
It's a taser. It's not going to kill you.
Do you think he should be charged with felony murder?
And besides his pot, no, he should probably just be fired. I don't think he should be charged with murder. He should be fired.
Well,
because
he's being made an example of.
Once a person's running away, that means the threat of your life is over. You don't need to shoot in the back. That's why you can't. That's why you can't. That's Stevie. Hang on. That's why they don't have. That's why they don't have that's why they don't have the law of shooting a fleeing felon anymore.
With a deadly weapon in his hand?
Why is a taser a deadly weapon?
Yes.
Well, so was it a pencil? But I mean, we can argue that all day. That's semantics.
When you turn it around and point it at a cop, that's okay.
No, I'm not. Listen, I'm not agreeing with what the guy did. I'm just saying, in today's society, the guy's going to get fired. I mean, should he be charged with murder? No, probably not. He used bad judgment. No doubt. I saw the video. I saw the video of the guy fighting and all that. I get it.
You know who used bad judgment? The drunk guy in the car that fell asleep in a Wendy's drive-thru. That's who used bad judgment. He broke the law in the first place. They tried to calmly put him in the car. He beat the crap out of two cops, stole his taser, started running away. That was not good enough, so he swung around trying to shoot the police officer.
With a taser?
Yeah. What happens to somebody with a gun on his belt that gets tased?
You can, right, but he had a partner.
On the ground and flops around. Do you think he would not have run up and got his gun?
He had a partner with him.
It doesn't matter. Then his partner would have shot him. What's the difference?
You can only shoot one person with a taser at a time, and once you shoot a taser, you're done. It doesn't recharge, Steve.
No shit. It doesn't matter. The kid would have got shot in. He wasn't a kid. The person
he was going to get shot, whether he was going to get shot in the back or in the chest. He was getting shot. So,
and technically, it's probably in the side of the ribs he got shot because he was turning back.
Wendy's got burned down to the ground, also, by the way.
Who? What? Dish, say that again. Am I on mute? Dish.
My internet's goofy. No, internet's goofy. Internet goofy.
I'm on it. Says George. I would like to hear your opinion on this subject tonight. Diddly do. I'm not even joking. That's how it was written. I just read them how they're written. Not true. Some tasers have dual shock capability. Okay, you got me. Hello, Dorothy's Hobby Farm.
Hey, Dorothy.
Hey, Dorothy.
Well,
How can you be sure since the kid was drunk and not in a normal state of mind? Bird Dog, I'm with you, sweetheart. I'm just saying that. Look, I'm not on the kid's side. Hang on, Georgie. Give me 1 sec. I'm not on the kid's side, the guy's side. All I'm saying is that look what you're dealing with. Okay.
You were dealing with a guy with a past of criminal stuff against children.
I know you're not dealing with an altar boy. I get all that. I get all that. Look, I'm not saying that. Okay, but they're gonna get, some hot shit fucking lawyer in there to say he was running away. That's all I'm saying. What's up, Georgie? What were your opinions on that?
well, first of all, when you've got a taser, tasers come with multiple charges like magazines. And you can drop, if you've got somebody tased and the electrodes are still attached, you can drop a cartridge, put another cartridge in, and give them another 50,000 volts.
Correct, but he only took the gun, the taser gun. He doesn't have the cartridges with him, correct?
Probably not, but here's the point. If you've taken a law enforcement officer's supposed non-lethal weapon,
Yep.
depends on whether you got a pacemaker or not, whether it's a lethal weapon or not, or whether
Right.
you've got, something like that.
It is federally registered as a
Oh, I
lethal
think I'm
weapon.
in trouble
Yes.
now. Ohio's back.
Yes, you have to be trained with it. You have to go through
Right.
the whole gamut.
Right.
If you have taken an officer's weapon, whether it be his baton or be his taser or even his handcuffs, at that point, you have nullified quite a few of your rights. And once you take an officer's weapon and you discharge that weapon, what allows that officer at that point to maintain control of his lethal weapon? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. And once you're rendered not in control of your own bodily functions, which what happens with most people that get hit by a taser, then you are in danger of losing your life. And if you feel or you perceive that you are in danger of your life, then deadly force at that time can be dealt. Now, the part where you said shooting somebody in the back became illegal, it did. It was a case in Tennessee that got taken to the Supreme Court, which no longer are allowed to shoot someone in the back. But that all comes down to perspective. If at any point in time he turned back around, if he did anything in a threatening manner, then lethal force should have ensued.
Right.
So, there's a whole lot of things of ifs, ands, and buts that could happen. There's a whole lot of things you may not know, but it's one of those cases where it can be spun so easily into police brutality or police going beyond their rights or whatever that
So
it's a no-win situation.
So everybody, 135 said, like, as you get the, I'm on it, says, well, what another officer present, like he was by himself. The point is that, yes, what Georgie said, I agree with you. Okay. But here's the, even if he makes contact with the officer, the fucking taser, the officer is rendered, on the floor, on the ground, fucking doing the kibby. Okay. His partner knows he's not going to die because it's a fucking taser. He also knows that he doesn't have another cartridge to fucking hit him with, that he's going to get hit with. Okay. So now that he hits the fucking cop with the taser, I know he didn't, but let's just say he does, right? The first one. Now he's going to get shot anyways in the chest or in the head or whatever. But there was another cop with him, is what I'm trying to say. So, and I think that's what I'm on. It's trying to say.
Who was laying on the ground? because he had his head smashed on concrete.
Oh yeah, that felony the guy also committed.
Um,
Oh no, I'm with you. Listen, I'm not trying to listen. I'm not sticking. Again, I am not sticking up for this guy. I'm just trying to tell you exactly what their fucking lawyer's going to say. The guy's going to.
Here's
I
the
don't know
thing.
if for murder.
You
But
know
he
what
should have lost his job.
They should have pulled up on the car in the Wendy's drive-through and drove away and let the drunk officer
I'm not saying that at all. I'm talking about just shooting. Stevie, all I'm talking about is just shooting. They did everything right. Everything else was fine. They got him out of the car. They did everything they were supposed to do. I get all that. That's cool.
You can't take one chapter out of the book.
Up until the time that they shot him, that he shot him, I'm just telling you. And again, I'm not.
They should have shot him as soon as he came at him and started wrestling with him. They should have pumped him full of lead. As soon as he grabbed his partner's head and started bashing on the concrete, he should have been full of holes.
I'm gonna read you something here, Mikey. This is called the Tale of Two Incidents, and this proves how political this is with this DA out of Atlanta, Georgia. Okay.
Yep.
He's up for re-election. He's under investigation by the Georgia Bureau of what is the GBI, the Georgia Bureau of Investigation. He's under investigation from them for like some type of fraud or embezzlement or something for over $140,000 currently. But here you go. The Atlanta DA's office and the Atlanta mayor, for one incident, here's incident one, what happened about 2 weeks ago. 5 Atlanta police officers were fired for using a taser to remove 2 college students from a car. The officers were fired because the Atlanta District Attorney's Office deemed the officers' use of a taser was deadly physical force.
A taser?
Okay? That's what he deemed it.
I thought a taser just
well,
incapacitate.
that's your opinion according to the DA's opinion. Now here,
Okay.
This is the DA's opinion that it was the physical deadly force.
Okay.
Now, there's a video. You can go watch that video. There's 5 Atlanta police officers during the riots and the protests and everything. There was something going on. They approached this car. The guy like took off with the officer's arm in the vehicle, but he wasn't going nowhere because he was stuck in traffic. And he refused to comply. So they opened the door like, get out, get out, get out. They refused to comply. So they fucking shot him with tasers and he dragged their asses out. So here's the second. And all 5 of those officers were fired. Here's the second incident, which is the Wendy's parking lot. A suspect who failed a field sobriety test and deemed driving while intoxicated resists arrest, fights with police, steals the officer's taser, which is robbery, by the way.
Yeah.
And escapes. During the pursuit, the suspect turns and fires the taser at the officer's head and was shot and eventually dies, right?
Mm-hmm.
The Atlanta mayor calls for the officer to be fired, and because he used deadly physical force against a taser.
But if in the last case, if they got fired, if those 5 guys got fired for using deadly force with a taser, then in that case, why isn't the taser
right? Why is using a taser considered deadly force when it's on a college student? But when it's stolen from a criminal who was on parole, by the way, because of COVID-19, it's the only reason he was out of prison because of COVID-19. He had a 7-year stint for child abuse and kidnapping and something else.
Oh, what an outstanding citizen!
Yeah. But when someone steals a taser from a police officer and tries to use it on a police officer, it's not a deadly weapon. So how is it a deadly weapon if a police officer uses it, but if someone uses it against a police officer, it's not a deadly weapon?
I don't know.
They're going to tear
this
case up. This case shouldn't even make it to grand jury.
Right, Bird Dog. It is a double standard. It's not right. I agree with you 100%. I did not know about this other one.
And by the way, felony murder is for like a bank robbery where you're committing a felony.
Right.
Something goes wrong and you kill somebody.
Right.
So they're assuming the cop was a criminal before he shot the guy.
Yeah, they're saying that he committed felonies before.
Yeah,
he
that's what I'm
shot.
saying. The murder charge. There's no way a murder charge can stick on that.
Depends on your jury.
All I'm saying is that now this is now probably before me knowing the DA. But all I'm saying is that unfortunately, with everything going on, okay,
Well, can I just address
a jury. What? Go ahead. What's up?
Shalisa just put out there? She said, "Spend an evening watching taser videos. Tasers are being used for the wrong thing and are overused."
By police, Shalisa, or by citizens? Because a
Well,
citizen
I'm
can
thinking
have
she's
one.
saying by police. They're overused by
Oh,
police.
okay. Because you can carry one as a citizen.
Right, but let me just put this out there: if they didn't have tasers, do you think that overuse of deadly force would be out there? You know, if they didn't have that taser to go to, you got, your use of force continuum is being present, using your voice, commands, hands on. Okay, and then you move to your mace, asp, and taser, and then to your sidearm.
So I'm going to ask the two guys that are in law enforcement a question, because Salisha says yes, by the police, tasers are necessary.
Okay.
I'm glad you said tasers are necessary, because my question to you, Shalisa, is going to be, why did you disagree with them tasing the kid? Because my question to you would have been, how are they going to get him out of the car? Now, I'm thinking, just my opinion, I'm really thinking that if five cops wanted to physically remove him from the car without using a taser, I'm thinking it could have happened. Okay. Problem with that, kid would have got bumped, bruised, cut, this, that, the other thing.
Or how about if the cops?
And then now the kid's gonna sue the fucking state or the town or whatever because he got bumps and bruises and cut.
How about if the cop stuck his head in the door to grab the kid, and the kid plunged the knife in the cop's throat?
Right, that could have happened also.
Let me throw this.
Why they use a taser?
Let me throw this out there. If you've ever had to deal with close quarters combat, i.e. inside of a jail cell, i.e. inside of a visitation booth, anything like that, you're not going to fit 5 cops into a car door opening.
Oh,
No,
yeah.
that's why. Right.
There's only going to be one cop that's going to be putting his head on the chopping block there. So,
Right, depending on the car, yes.
I mean, any car door. I mean,
If it's a
get one-
4-door vehicle, that all 4 of those doors are going to be open, and you'll either have a cop in the back and the front try to fucking drag his ass out.
Yeah,
You
there
know
aren't a lot of those on the street anymore.
What, 4 doors?
Yeah.
Uh,
And then what's the guy in the back seat going to do? Put a chokehold on the kid? They want you to go to prison for that too now.
I'm just saying, I've seen YouTube videos where they've got them out of the vehicle without shit. I've seen one cop just drag the kid out of the vehicle, so didn't need 5. But anyways, go ahead, Georgie.
But here's the thing. Every circumstance is different. Everything presents a new challenge. And you don't know. Here's the thing. The people at large do not know what law enforcement has to deal with and go through with every they have to go into every situation not knowing what somebody's capable of.
Yeah, I wanted to go back to like the whole when the guy was running away with the taser.
Yep.
Okay. He wasn't chasing him. The cop that shot him didn't shoot him because he stole his taser. You know what I mean? He stole the other cop's taser. So did he even know that was a taser? When he's running away, he just turns his body and
aren't they yellow and black?
And you hear a pow because they make a very loud audible noise. Sounds like a gunshot going off.
They do.
And there's a flash. So it looks like a muzzle flash, and you hear a pow.
And the
What would
cop
you do? Would you pull the trigger?
But aren't they all so yellow and black?
fire until the
No,
dude
the one I carried was black, all black.
Okay. What was the color one that they were carrying?
it was yellow.
Okay, so
But hey, Mike, how
But
many
the tip's
fingers
black.
did I just hold up?
look.
Here, I'll show you again.
Well, nobody's asking how many fingers you held up. Now, if you held up something that was yellow, I could probably say it's probably not a gun.
Well, what was this?
Do you understand what I'm saying?
The cop also held his fire until the person turned around and fired the taser.
Correct.
He used restraint. Now, was that guy going to run to the next car in line and taser the citizen in there and yank him out of the car and drive away with that car?
No, listen, and again, I'm not advocating for this kid, these guys to
The dude wasn't a kid.
no. What I'm saying is, I'm not advocating for these guys not to,
But now here's an.
all
here's
I'm
another-
saying,
Here's
my
another part of
vast
me that-
point was that my you got to understand that no matter what would have happened, whether listen, no matter what would have happened, okay, whether he was running away from him or not, if he stood his ground, pointed it at him, and shot him, that because of the times that we're in, he was in what Ohio was just talking about the other five, they were going to get they're going to get in trouble anyway.
Well, here's the thing. The reason he did that is because he knew that if he got arrested, he was going back to prison for the remainder of his 7 years. No problem. No.
Plus,
That's why he ran it. Plus, right.
Right.
But here's another thing that, and coming from me, you're going to probably be shocked that I'm even saying this. They could have just let him run, right? Because they had his driver's license. They had his car.
Yep. And if he would have went and killed a citizen right in line there, then they would have been responsible for that.
Right. Well, see, people say, well, why didn't they just let him walk to his
Well,
sister's like he offered? Well, what if he would have got hit by a car? Then the family
Okay,
would be
but-
suing the police for letting him.
Well,
For letting him
here's
walk-
where Mikey's
walk
going to
away.
be. Here's where Mikey's going to be a wise ass. Okay, I'm just being a total wise ass on this. Let me repeat. I'm being just a total wise ass. With that philosophy, then, right? Running from a cop is a felony. Correct or incorrect? Failure to stop. Correct?
Incorrect.
incorrect.
No, it's really
It's a misdemeanor.
Really?
Yeah.
It depends on what you do. Like if you're running from them in a vehicle and you end up crashing into other people and you hurt
Yeah.
somebody.
If you're running from him in a vehicle,
But if you just take off running, it's just failure to comply.
fine.
It's not a felony just to take off running from them.
Right. But if you're driving a vehicle and you're speeding and you're trying to ditch the cop, whatever, that's a felony, correct?
If you cause damage to other
Fine,
stuff and red
Whatever.
light,
You bounced off a car. Fine. You caused damage. So now you're a felon, right? Right.
pretty much okay. I see
Okay.
what you're saying.
So with what you
Oh, yeah? Back at it.
Yeah. What's
Strike a
going on
pose.
here?
Everybody strike a pose.
guys just say, and here comes me being a. I know. I just froze up. My speech. Go. Whoa. Time out. If it's okay, it's not okay for them to just run away, which is, by the way.
Start over, Mike.
All right, where am I?
That's where you ended.
This is Mikey being a total wise. Okay. With the analogy that you two just gave about, are you supposed to let him run away and then go with somebody else? So if they're in a car and he bounces off a couple of cars, now there's a high speed chase, right? Why not let him just go? Why have a high speed chase? Because you might kill an innocent bystander.
Right. A lot of departments call off high speed chases.
So why not call off the fucking? So again, I'm being a wise ass. Again, So if you guys say, what are you supposed to do? Just let this guy run away because he can go hurt somebody else. Well, why don't they just
Well,
let every fucking
Here's the thing, though. You don't know when someone runs in a car. You don't know what they're running from. Do they have a warrant? Do they commit a crime? You don't know. So when you go to pull somebody over and it says their license says that they're suspended and they take off. So are they taking off just because they're suspended? So you don't want to risk people's lives for that. So you call the chase off.
right.
Now, this guy had already committed multiple felonies before he ran by attacking the cops and fighting with the cops and stealing
Correct.
the taser and all that stuff. So therefore, they knew what they needed to do with him. That's why they chased him. And then when he turned on him with the taser, I mean,
He had already
I'm sorry,
committed-
that same situation every day of the week is a good shoot in any other city except for that one right now.
That's right. Mike,
Yeah.
if some dude bashes your head against the concrete,
Oh no, listen,
what's he going to be charged with?
felony. If I'm a police officer,
Yeah.
if I'm a police officer, it's a felony. And this is what bothers me, right? And it always will. And here's where I'm going to pick on the police for 1 second. What makes them better than me? You know what? Absolutely nothing.
Well, if someone's
that-
bashing your head in the
Hear me
concrete,
out.
that's also a felony, Mike.
Hear me out. Hear me out. I can go into a bar. Well, no, back in the day, I can go into a bar, get in a beef with somebody over something stupid like a hockey game or a football game, okay? And we can wind up in a fist fight. All right? Misdemeanor, punching each other in the face, simple assault. Okay? Now, a cop gets hit, pushed, touched. It's a felony. Not fair.
Well, that
That part
cop's
I
not at that bar drinking, arguing with you
No,
about.
I'm not talking about a
fucking-
cop being there. I'm not talking about, listen to me. I'm not talking about a cop being there and all that bullshit. I'm just talking about, I'm getting arrested. I'm pissed off because I'd been arrested for assault and battery on a police officer. Thankfully, back then, it was a fucking misdemeanor, not a felony. Okay? I think that the laws, now listen, I'm not saying it's bad enough it's open season on the cops as it is. All I'm trying to say is that I think they got to come down a little bit with their, oh, you touched him, or you flicked his fucking ear, or you made contact with him. So now that's a felony. No, that horse shit. In what manner were you touched? Because when I was arrested for it, it was an accidental touching, so to speak.
Well,
Okay.
obviously that's already on the books.
But my point is that if it was now, I'd be a felon without questions asked.
Did they change that law?
Yeah, it's a felony now to fucking hit a cop. It's not.
And
It's
I
not
would like to answer that question. What makes a man in blue better than you?
Yeah.
Because he is willing to put his life on the fucking line to save your life. That's what
Okay.
makes him a step above a normal citizen. He is also carrying deadly weapons on him.
Yeah.
Punch him in the face, you can take his weapon if you knock him out.
Look, you're not hearing what I'm saying, Stevie.
Yes, I am.
I'm
hearing
not.
what
I'm
you're
not
saying.
talking about.
This is what time it is, Mike. There's two ways. You're either on this side or you're on this side. There's no. It's time to.
And this is exactly what I told the cop. Listen to me. This is what I told the cop and I told the chief of town. Just told if I was gonna fall, fucking known it. Okay. I'm in the face. Thinking. Well, what's between?
I'm gonna start a GoFundMe for Mike's internet.
Mr. Roboto.
Is
He can't even shoot the bird right. It's like, oh,
am I here now?
you're coming back.
There's a difference between assaulting a police officer, punching him or her in the mouth, stabbing them, hitting them with a hockey stick, whatever,
Yeah.
and doing this, turning them off the car. Hey, what you doing? Okay? There's a difference, but guess what? In today's day and age, it's the same charge. That's not right, Stephen.
I think you should look up the law before you talk.
I don't need to. It's a felony. I already have. They wanted me to do fucking 90 days in jail for assault and battery on a police officer for coming off a car saying, why the fuck are you doing this to me? Not coming off the car like this. Not coming off the car with my foot ready to kick him in the nutsack. Okay? It's not right. It's not right.
Okay.
Yeah. If somebody punches a cop in the mouth, fine. They deserve everything they get.
What's that got to do with this case?
So what I'm trying to say is that this is why I get upset, because it's the same. If they're going to put me in the same spotlight as somebody that just fucking punched the cop, stabbed the cop, did all that, right? That's not right. You can't do that. It has to be separate. Do you understand?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. Now I feel better.
Fucking felon.
But they're not, though, Stevie. Whatever you do, you're considered a felon if you do that to a cop, and it's not fair.
Well,
They gotta
actually,
change.
I
They
don't.
have to
actually,
change
no.
that
How
charge.
about this, Mikey?
They
How
have
about
to.
this?
Well, they don't have to change the charge. They have to change the guidelines to the charge. In other words, if it's an accidental or whatever, something like that, then the person shouldn't be charged with a felony. Is all I'm saying.
How about this one, Mikey? How about what if you spit in their face?
All right. Now, there again, I'll make fun of myself for a half a second. I have one tooth in my fucking mouth. Is it me hurling back on
Yes.
like
yes.
that, or is
Yes.
it me talking and
No.
and fluid coming out my mouth? Which one?
It's hurling back and hawking one up and spitting it. Through.
Salt and battery. I don't have a problem.
Okay.
I don't have a problem with that, Ohio.
Do you know what happened to the guy that did that to me?
What?
Nothing. The judge said it was part of my job.
Really? Well, the judge is a loser.
Exactly. But I'm just saying.
But now you do realize that there are cops that if somebody was talking and they were yelling whatever and they did get spray on them,
Yeah.
that person. Okay. So
Yeah, I
again,
know a guy.
again, is that fair?
No, there's
No,
two different. There's two different things. You know, you need to.
It was longer than that.
It
But
needs to
it
be
was like
case, it needs to be a
1993.
case by case thing. You can't have across the board with that. You really can't.
Right. And there are different degrees of assault.
Correct. Look, I'm not saying it should be open season. Again, I'm not. I'm just saying that it's got to be. I guess all I'm trying to say is I don't hold. I don't know.
Way to
We
go.
had a guy that's 6'6", 280 pounds, that was like beating the hell out of his wife. Right.
Oh, what a man.
First officer gets there is a female officer. She gets up, you know, approaches the situation because it was happening in a car, and then they pulled into home, so it was in their driveway. He jumped out of his car, ran back, grabbed the female officer who was like 5'4", I don't know, 119 pounds maybe, you know, that kind of frame. On top of her, on the ground, her arms are pinned. He's pounding, he's ground and pounding her. You know what I'm talking about? Like the MMA ground and pound type
Right.
thing. And then he sticks his thumbs in her eyeballs and like starts gouging her eyes out, yelling at this whole time, "I'm going to kill you, you fucking bitch." Now it's on video.
Yep.
It's on dash cam. It's on body cam. You know, goes to court. He gets sentenced. He's found guilty of, you know, he's not found guilty. You know, even though he said he was going to kill her, he did everything he could to try to until the other officers got there. He didn't get attempted murder. He got like felonious assault on a police officer. But do you know what his sentence was?
5 years, 4 years.
4 years. Yeah. 4 years. And since he
That's
was in
about right.
jail waiting court and all that's time served, so he'll probably be out in like, you know, 18 months probably, because we have COVID too. So don't forget about that.
Well, it's
Yeah.
about right if you think about it. Manslaughter only carries a 5-year sentence in most cases, right?
But what kills me though is people are getting out of prison, like this guy that down in Georgia, you know, for
Right, because of the
child
COVID.
and child abuse and
Right.
kidnapping or whatever. He gets out because of COVID, and then the first thing they do as soon as they get out because of COVID is they go commit more crimes right off the bat. There's so many cases. I mean, all you gotta do is Google it.
Wasn't
Every
it the
day.
first? Wasn't it the first guy? One of the first couple of people that got let out because of the COVID. Wasn't he like?
Some lady?
Wasn't he
Or-
like?
or
No,
somebody at a
but-
bus stop or something?
Is that
No,
the
wasn't he? No, he was jerking
young
off in front of
lady?
it. He was jerking off in front of his probation officer, wasn't he?
I don't know. There was one of them that murdered some lady right off the bat, like the
Yeah,
first
little
day.
old lady, by the way.
So
Why don't they do this? Why don't they make it like a stiff ass nasty penalty for resisting arrest? That way they could cut it shorter. They wouldn't have the big wrestling match where the felon's beating a cop's head into the concrete with intent to kill him.
well, because there's also this, things like Mikey went through. You turn around to ask the cop a question, like, "Well, why am I being arrested?" And then, hey, turn around, boom, and the cop shoves you up against the car and charges you with resisting because you turned around to ask a question. Are there bad cops? Yes.
How did you
Are there
come
bad
off?
trashmen? Yes. Are there bad doctors? Yes. Doctors kill way more people than cops.
Bingo. And by the way, cops also kill more white guys than black too.
Yeah.
It's in the books.
Proven.
It's in the books. How did you come off that car, Mike? Did you say, "Hey, can I ask you a question?" and gently turn around and talk to that guy?
Fuck no.
Yeah.
I come off the car. Hey, what the fuck? This isn't. My exact words were, I come off the car with my hands like this, and I come off the car and I went. And by the way, my hands are always here. Okay. Never went dipped. Never did any of that bullshit. And I went, what the fuck is this? This ain't fucking Russia. You got to tell me why you're fucking searching me.
Or you could have just stayed there and asked him a question when he was done.
No, because
Or sued him in court for illegal search and seizure.
P2E said that's because they're practicing medicine. They're not actually, they're practicing it. Yeah, exactly.
Right. That's what they call it, medical practice.
I don't know, but and then the officer that shot him, did you see where his stepmom got fired from her job? She's an HR director.
Cute.
She got fired from a mortgage company.
well, that's not fair.
Well. I didn't even hear that.
That's not
Yeah,
fair
because
either.
because they are a diverse company that don't believe in the, they believe everyone has, rights and blah, 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 diverse company. And she wasn't up to their standards or something. So they cut her. And like,
I have seen that wing in it. It is awesome. Chris Rock is so cool.
how does somebody else, unless she was at work yelling a bunch of fucking racial slurs and profanities about, these, about her stepson, we don't even know the relationship between them. Are they close or whatever, just because they share the last name.
Oh, I'm sure they kindly asked her to resign first.
Who knows? I wish, but see, we don't know. But it hits the media, and some will share it, and some don't.
Where you're not going to get the complete story.
Right.
Just the bad highlights. Like, they will not show the entire video on the news. They show the last 2 seconds where the cop shoots the guy.
Well, and they also, the DA
Well,
says
that's
that
everywhere.
they kicked him. They kicked him after he was shot, and they have a still picture of the officer with his leg cocked, but they don't show the video.
Yeah.
On at his press conference, they showed a still. So what if he was kicking the taser away? You know how they come up on the scene and the taser's still within reach? You don't know if he's dead.
Yeah. If I took a still picture of my bare naked toe in front of Dish's face, you could assume I was kicking her in the face. You wouldn't even think she was sucking my toes.
Well, she'd only do that if they had mayonnaise on them.
Just for the record, her.
Right.
Hey, Crazy Scotsman, how are you? Listen, Crazy Scotsman, don't you think you should change your name now?
Yeah, no shit.
Shouldn't it be Crazy American now?
Congratulations, brother.
Good for you, kid.
Crazy USA guy.
Awesome.
The crazy. How
Right?
about we'll just change it to the crazy Scottish American?
Yeah, there you go.
Well, technically, he's still dual citizen. So,
Oh, is he still dual citizen?
yep.
No problem
Okay,
with dualies.
No total commitment.
No problem with dualies. Dualies are all right.
Fence
That's
rider.
probably because you know what? It's probably because he plays soccer or something like that. He doesn't want to commit to one country because the USA didn't make the World Cup the last couple of years. So
Casey's got to leave real quick to get on the good team.
yeah, just in
Fly
case.
back to the island.
Dish might suck toes, Scotsman, but I don't kiss and tell.
That's fun.
I'm gonna fucking hurl.
Congratulations, brother. That is so fucking cool.
It is.
Yep.
Very cool.
Congratulations.
I have a friend of mine in high school that's a friend of mine from high school is a dual citizen. He was born
And,
here, obviously,
Now we can't threaten him with
And-
deportation all the time.
and he met a girl while skiing or whatever out in Switzerland, and decided to move to Switzerland and has dual citizenship. But the Swiss, oof, I'm good. Don't forget how profitable the public opinion is towards social fundraising like GoFundMe. The facts don't matter when fundraising. Good point, Bird Dog.
Yeah, and I don't know one person. I've not met one person in my entire life or recently that I've talked to. Not one person or one police officer, one paramedic, one firefighter, one corrections officer, not one person disagrees that what happened in Minneapolis was wrong, was murder, was,
Right.
you know what I mean? Not one person has said, well, we deserved it, or, not one person. And you can bring up his past too,
No, his past had nothing to do with it, though.
It depends. Like the guy in Georgia, his past did have something to do with it because his past is why he ran, because he was going back to prison.
Correct. But in this case,
But in Minneapolis, the past doesn't.
right?
Yeah, it doesn't.
Right.
And I feel sorry for the guy. I feel sorry for the family, all that stuff. But it really kind of made me mad, aggravated that in this country, with this COVID and everything, people are burying their loved ones, with one person at a funeral. You're not allowed to have a funeral. You're not allowed to have a memorial. People,
Right.
You can't even visit your grandmother who's dying in a nursing home. But yet this guy gets 7 funerals, all televised on national television with thousands of people there. Why is that
Well,
okay? But I can't have
it's-
10 people at my grandfather's funeral,
In fairness, it has changed. Well, let me say it this way: out here, it has changed, and it's been like this for a little bit now. My wife works. You guys know she works overnights on the weekends for the old age home, and they've been allowing 45-minute visits for a couple of weeks now. And unfortunately, I've had about 4 or 5 deaths in the family. Three of my family and 2, like my wife's best friend's dad died and all that. And they're allowing you to go to the services. You just have to wear a mask.
Yeah, well, they weren't for the longest time.
Right.
A lot of
I'm just
people-
saying,
a lot of
but
people-
and again,
a lot of
it
people
all
brought that up.
and again, it all depends where you are, though. You know what I'm saying? So maybe in where was he? Yeah, but he was waked in Texas, right? I mean, his
Oh,
funeral,
Texas,
right? So maybe
North
whatever
Carolina.
town he was in Texas.
North Carolina. They had like 7 different funerals for him, different states.
Yeah.
But it's a hypocrisy and a double standard. Just like it's okay to go protest in the streets with thousands and thousands of people in the streets, not social distancing.
With my governor joining them.
Well, that's because that's you.
And then the same people, the same news channel that shows all these people out and they support them, and turn around and just criticize and ridicule because Trump is going to have a rally this weekend.
Yes.
I actually had no problem with the only problem I had was with the hypocrites. So in other words, if you told, like, we have a congressman here in Massachusetts that told our jackass governor a while back, oh, you can't, you can't do this, don't open this, don't blah, 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 right? And when the protests all started, okay, the first person in line was that congressman. Now, I didn't have a problem with anybody that walked in them protests. Not one person. I don't give a fuck. Do what you want to do. I really don't. The only person that had a problem with that protest was that congressman, because he made such a stink to the governor that we got to do this, we got to do that, we got to do this. Yet now you're the first person, and he only did that. Why? Election year. So, that's just being a jackass.
And another thing, while I'm at it, God damn it, is these reporters who are out in the middle of nowhere with nobody around them on camera with a fucking mask on their face.
Well, as soon as the camera goes off, they take it off.
Right. Yeah, they've been busted many times.
I asked a girl in Watertown, where's Jay Watt? Jay Watt, you still here? I was driving in Watertown, Mass the other day. And I'm watching people, and they're walking, they're getting off buses and they're walking or whatever. And they got their fucking masks on. So I'm sitting at a light, and this girl's standing there, and she's by herself, probably waiting on a bus. So I put the window down, and I says, can I ask you a question? She says, sure, go ahead. I go, why the mask? And she goes, are you kidding? I goes, no, I'm being dead serious. I goes, I got mine, but, when I go into a building or a store or something. I said, but you're just standing there waiting on the bus or waiting for a ride or doing whatever. There ain't nobody around you. You're not in a public building. You're not.
Or the people that are in their car by themselves driving with a mask.
That's just dumb.
Like, damn it, dude.
There's some kind of thing in Boston, right? They can fine you $300 for not wearing a mask outside.
Wow.
Well, we have a little on this town that I live in. We have like a little Facebook group or whatever that talks about things going on. And I posed the question: when are they going to open up the gazebo at the park? It's just a gazebo with some benches in it, is all it is, and they got it all taped off and roped off, and you're not allowed to use it because of COVID. And I'm like, I said, why can you go downtown Cleveland with tens of thousands of people, shoulder to shoulder protesting, rioting, actually, is what happened in Cleveland. But I can't go with my family to the park and sit at the gazebo and have a packed lunch. Because we have like a walking trail that walks through all around the edge of our town. And you can pack a lunch and hike half of it and stop at the gazebo and eat lunch and then finish the other half. And it's like an all-day trip. And people started giving me hell, man. They're like, oh, your precious gazebo just will open up in time. But I'm like, you're not understanding. They're like, well, the protests were outside, and I'm like, the fucking gazebo's outside. It's in a park. Why can't I sit at a picnic table with my family? They got picnic tables roped off. You can't even sit at a picnic table at the park.
Well, my wife's been going to church the last 2 weeks. They count how many people they were told that the city said they can hold because of the capacity of whatever the capacity is.
Right.
And their capacity, they're allowed to have 125 people in the church. So they actually have somebody standing out front. Now they have all the other doors locked, not locked, but in case of a fire. But you only go in the entrance, right? The main entrance, and they have somebody sitting there counting to 125. As soon as 125, you ain't coming in. And I mean, if you can do all that stuff, I don't get it. I just
the
It just makes no. Why
The
can't I sit in a
hypocrisy of
park?
what you can and can't do
you-
is
you know what I mean?
ridiculous. Yeah.
Good
It's
one.
Why can't,
You can go do this and you can go do that. You can now have in Ohio. We can now have wedding receptions up to 100 guests or something. But why can't I go see a fucking movie? The movie theater.
right. No, Jay Watt, I was mentioning Watertown, Mass, and how they have a law in Boston about. I asked this girl in Watertown why she was standing on a sidewalk, assuming she was waiting on a bus, with a mask on her face. And she told me if she doesn't, they can actually stop you and write you a $300 ticket for not wearing a mask. I said, thank God I don't live in the city of Boston or any of its suburbs, any of its, metro, whatever the hell you want to call it. Like Maine and New Hampshire is just, if you want to wear a mask when you go in the store. That's how they are up there now. They don't even care.
Well, here's the thing about some of the stores around us is some of these stores say you have to wear a mask to come in, right? But then they conveniently sell them
Oh, yeah.
at the customer service desk.
Have you noticed how much fucking hand sanitizer you can buy now?
Nah, I haven't paid attention.
And just
Oh,
like that.
Oh, my God. There's so much. It's not even fucking funny. It's the funniest thing. They're selling bottles. Is Jezzo still here? He'll tell you. They're selling bottles at this Irving station up in Bangor, Maine. Dude, it has to be like a 25, 24 ounce, 28 ounce bottle, right? And it's just shy of a fucking Pepsi can, for roundness. Fucking millions of them sitting there at the on the shelf.
Well,
and it's like,
that's why I'm going to vote for Biden, because I figure if he becomes president, all this shit will just end the next day.
It will. Except for you won't have a gun. So
I don't need one anyway.
COVID gun,
well,
Guns are overrated. You don't need guns. I mean,
if he becomes
look
president,
look at Mikey. He's been surviving for years without a gun.
there you go.
That's me. I just want to survive.
Thanks, Jay Watt. I'm trying, buddy. Maybe someday you'll get me to turn all around. Maybe you know what you should do, Jay Watt? Maybe someday you should come to Watertown.
Oh, look how long it took him to get him off that damn chat. What?
You should come to Watertown, Jay Watt. I think you'd like it.
Watertown. Oh, that's where that's where they shot the dude in the boat, wasn't it?
Yeah, Gilligan. Gilligan and Speed Bump. There was a thing on him the other night, too. Documentary. Well, here's what pisses me off, right?
Right now I'm winging it.
How the fuck? They said that gunfire, like I have a customer that his place is not far from there whatsoever. And he goes, dude, it was like a small little mini war. All you heard was fucking gunfire. Are you telling me they're that bad of a shot? Those CERT teams are that bad of a fucking shot that he's still breathing?
Right.
No, it's just everybody wanted a shot at him.
It wasn't like they had to worry about friendly fire because they were all this way. The boat was here, and they were all, up out of the way. So, what the fuck?
Well, the thing you got to realize too, when you have high, you got adrenaline pumping through everybody, and you got, and this happens, and I'm not saying it's a good thing or a bad thing. Well, I mean, I could probably say it's probably a bad thing, but when you see some of these police videos, you got 4 or 5 officers standing there, and they're all like, put the gun down, drop the knife, whatever, and they're all standing there, and one officer makes that decision where, shit, I gotta shoot because this dude's coming at me with his fucking knife or whatever. Once that one gunshot goes off, bam, there's 5 other officers. Bah, 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 bah. Everyone starts shooting,
Right. That's my
I
point.
don't even know what the fuck they're shooting at or why
And
they're
so
shooting. It's just
and
that
so-
he shot, so I'm shooting too. You know.
So my point is, if they're opening fire on this boat, how the fuck you miss? I mean, they didn't miss him. They cut him. They got him in the throat. He didn't talk for like fucking 4 months or something. They hit him in the throat. But
Well, for one thing, they're used to shooting at 10 to 15 yards
yeah, good point.
at a non-moving target.
He was in a boat. Where was he going?
Bob,
He wasn't on a. He wasn't on
he was
a
in
fucking
boat
yacht.
in a driveway.
Yeah, he wasn't. He wasn't on a yacht. He wasn't
he
going
wasn't
nowhere.
out in the water?
No.
Jay Watt says maybe one day, Mikey, but understand if that happens, we're riding dirty.
What he? But he was like down on the floor of the boat, like underneath the tarp or whatever, wasn't he?
They had him with the fucking what do you call it? The
The flare.
no, what the
Hoovercraft?
no, the what do you call it? The one you can see at night. The infra
The flare.
Infrared.
Night vision.
night vision.
I'm going to say it one more time. Flare.
Yeah, that.
Well, we call it night vision, asshole. You're from Ohio.
Because
I know, right? Jezzo says they're selling that same store I was telling you about the fucking hand sanitizer. They're selling masks 5 for $7, right? And they're made in China.
Yeah, nice. Kind of like the contaminated test kits that we're sending out.
Right?
Yeah,
Nothing like creating a problem and then benefiting from it. You know what I mean?
right?
Exactly.
All right, quick break, y'all. I'm out of here.
Yeah, we're all gonna leave together. It's 1:03 Eastern Standard Time. I don't know where everybody else is. I know some of you are in California, so I know it's not that late, but we are gonna get out of here.
Good night, guys.
Stevie, you doing a chat tomorrow night?
I think so, if I can get rid of this pissy attitude.
Stevie has a pissy attitude, so you know what that means. Everybody,
If Dish makes me breakfast, I'll be good.
are you gonna make an omelet?
Anything you want.
Anything he wants. Wow, what do I get? Really? You need a speaking to. So listen, I'll give Stevie's phone number and address out. I need all of you to overnight a whole shit ton of fucking Midol. So to Stevie, so he'll come on the fucking chat tomorrow night. All right. Listen, it's been a lot of fun tonight. You guys out in the chat room, thanks a million for coming in. Bird Dog, it's always a pleasure seeing you, sweetheart. Thanks for coming. You guys, Ohio came back because I know I pissed him off. I can get him back on the fucking panel.
Somebody asked.
You know, and don't think for half a second that Mikey doesn't say things on purpose. All right.
Yeah.
But
like clip.
Remember the good old
Like
days?
Cliff.
All you had to worry about was secondhand smoke.
I know, right? so listen, if Stevie's Midol comes, maybe we'll have a chat tomorrow night. Uncle Kyle, how are you? I hope things are well. If Stevie's Midol all shows up tomorrow, maybe we'll have a chat. Hopefully we will. All right, but if not, we'll see you all next Friday night because I gotta wake up early because Dish is making me a fucking omelet with extra cheese. Peace.
Right.